Wait, what about weird?
Hi, I'm Echo.
And I'm Elena.
And this is our podcast, What About Weird? A podcast discussing all things weird, from cryptids and aliens to strange science and unhinged history.
This week we are celebrating 1 whole year of our podcast, and we have brought in a couple of special guests to help us celebrate. We have Greg and Dan from Greg's Cryptid Corner.
Hello.
Hey.
I'm Greg, host of Greg's Cryptid Corner, former host of Stabby Stabby, rest in peace.
It died. Oh, no. I'm Dan. I'm a perpetual guest on Greg's Cryptid Corner, and I'm his best friend, but he's not my best friend.
It's a weird relationship.
Yeah.
You got like a friendship triangle going on with Eric,
Yeah.
the other host of those shows.
No,
Yeah.
we're friends and lovers. We're
Well.
we're very good friends, and we enjoy our podcast. And I'm excited to meet both of you. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah, thank you for being on. I'm excited.
Me too. I want to talk
so-
about weird stuff, and I hear this is the place
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, it's all things weird. So this week we're talking about local lore, sort of what brings us to like how we view things, because everything, the way you view things is sort of based off of where you're from and the stories you grew up hearing. And I kind of wanted to give us a bit of a discussion, give us room to have a discussion about like the stories that we heard, how that impacts stuff, give everyone else sort of a basis for like local stories and stuff. Because there's so many times when I'm researching stuff that I'll come across and I'm like, I wonder if other stories from this area are like this, or I wonder what may have influenced these stories, what the culture is around and how these stories were created. So that's kind of the point of today's episode. And because we don't actually, other than a few of our anthology episodes, we haven't really talked much about our home states. That's what
Let's
we're
do
doing.
it. Yeah, I'm
Let's
kind of
do
curious.
it.
I know we're representing Colorado, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So I'm curious if out the gate, if anybody has a guess as to which one is the weirdest. I have a guess. I have a guess. They all have like a little funky edge to them. They're all like a little bit of a stinky cheese, you know?
I feel like, that's so hard. I feel like they're all weird for different reasons.
Yeah.
And I want to say North Carolina, but I'm biased. And I don't know.
That's your state,
Pennsylvania
right?
has both, yes.
Okay.
Pennsylvania has both like the Appalachian Mountains and Philly, which is pretty weird. I've never been to Philly, but I hear y'all throw bricks at people when you win a game, so
We celebrate hard when we win, and we lose even worse. So
I'm so proud of us.
We're a tough sports town, but yeah,
it's like what, a whole
Eagles-
bar fight as a town?
basically, yeah. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl recently, they had to grease the traffic poles because people climb them and then they fall down and they get hurt and or die.
Ooh, yeah, they do that in Chapel Hill too.
I don't want to climb a pole, especially when it's all lubed up. That'd be weird.
I mean, Colorado's like when I think about Pennsylvania and North Carolina, I think about Appalachian stereotypes or like wilderness living in that like woods variety, you know what I mean, as opposed to like plains wilderness or whatever. When I think about Colorado, I think about ghosts. Like straight up, I hear like echoes of The Shining, like the big looming mountains probably affect me if I lived close to them.
Yeah, I think about like cowboy ghosts and UFOs.
Yeah, lots of UFOs, and there's lots of like mining ghosts because a lot of them were mining towns.
Oh, I brought a good story from Pennsylvania mining.
Ooh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
I actually didn't have any mining stories. I thought about trying to put some in, but
You didn't dig deep enough.
I didn't dig deep enough, no.
Yeah, that's a mining pun. Just laying that out there.
Wonderful.
Shall we go ahead and get started with our little game we like to call Hoax or Believe the Folks? For those of you who are new around here, if you're possibly coming from Greg's Cryptid Corner over to us, this is a game where we run through some weird phenomena and say whether we believe it or not. So who wants to start with their state? We all have some listed for ours. Do you guys want me to start, or Echo, do you want to start? I'm down for whatever.
I could start. I do have my stuff pulled up here.
You're just going to read through them, and then we're going to go through all, are we going to go through them all as a whole after we read them, or are we going to go through after we read each section?
I'm probably going to like list my items and give my like brief description as I'm talking about it, so everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Okay, and then
Can I-
after each description, we're going to say whether we believe it or not?
Sure, actually, that
Okay,
would work.
that works.
That's a good way
What
to
you
do
said,
it.
Dan?
I think.
I was going to say I vote for each one because I'm not going to hold them all in my head at once. But we can
Yeah,
go
Yeah,
each
that's
one.
fair.
My
That'd be
memory's
good.
not good enough for that.
Yeah. It's Saturday. My
Yeah.
brain's fried.
Okay, so the first one we have this one's kind of looped into one, but it's the Denver International Airport conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
Nice.
So there is the theory that Blucifer is cursed, and part of the reason people think this is because and Blucifer is like this giant like blue horse with red eyes that is outside of the Denver International Airport, for those who
Did
don't
I-
know.
Didn't I
Amazing.
once call it the Steve Miller Band horse?
Yes, yeah, you did. But it's said to have like fallen on its creator after like they were basically done constructing it, so they believe it's cursed. And then some of the other DIA theories are basically DIA contains hidden bunkers, secret tunnels, is grounds for the Illuminati, and possibly New World Order plots. And all of these theories stem from Blucifer, the weird apocalyptic murals inside DIA, the unique architecture, and the underground passageways.
I believe there's something to that place just being weird and liminal.
Yeah, it's creepy. I want to say that I believe that it deserves conspiracies. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But also, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like if I was wealthy enough to construct that massive airport terminal, I feel like I would also be wealthy enough to dig really deep and build an underground bunker and have like a private helipad where my senator minions can come and eat babies underground. You know what I mean? They wouldn't have to do
If
it
I
like,
was-
at an airport.
If I was rich enough, to build an airport, I would just build secret tunnels to fuck with people.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be anything down there. I just do it to fuck with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I buy into it. I think that like it's the largest airport in the U.S., right?
I think that's Atlanta, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it's
not
big.
that big, but it's certainly one of the weirdest looking ones. I will be completely honest.
Yeah, but it's off the coast, right? So like Atlanta's a little too close to the coast where bad things can happen from, outside the US. If there are tunnels, right? Like that horse is insane. I think
The
that
horse runs the Illuminati.
yeah, I think that my problem with it, like I want to believe it, but I think it's the new world order type thing is not necessary. I don't think that's part of it personally,
Yeah, that's
but
kind of where I am.
yeah, but I think that it could act as a hub for shelter, for the rich. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility.
So
Like
kind
a
of there's something
bunker.
to it, but not exactly like all the crazy conspiracies. That kind of where you're landing.
Yeah, because if you're gonna head up the new world order there, maybe make it a little less conspicuous. Like don't put a giant red-eyed horse out front and like
It's the fake Illuminati base.
yeah. That's
I like your-
probably closer.
I like your reasoning. You're saying that they are hiding something, but the thing that they're hiding is mundane. It's like a bomb shelter. And
Yeah.
it's not a bomb shelter that everybody has equal access to. So they're just going to hide it. And if like maybe once you make your 100 millionth dollar, like the FBI calls you up and is like, here's the coordinates if anything happens.
You get a
Come
golden
with
ticket
the
and a
good ones.
chocolate bar.
Yeah, exactly. With a horse on the front of it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of where I fall.
I think that's exactly right, because there has to be like a little bit of something to it, because just having flown in and out of DIA so many times, there's some weird shit going on down there. I have no doubt about it. I don't think it's to this extent though, because even DIA, they play into it. Like they post stuff on their like Instagram page or whatever on their social media about being part of the Illuminati. And there's no way
Nice.
they're doing that if there's some like actual crazy shit going on there. But it is weird that most other airports that are in cities are like in the city. DIA is like in the most random rural spot that you have to like drive an hour out of your way, no matter where you are, to get to it. It is in the middle of nowhere in Denver.
So the real
I mean,
conspiracy is shitty, like what's
Planning?
that called? Planning? Yeah. What's that called when you lay out urban planning? Shitty urban planning. That's the real conspiracy.
I think that they thought Denver was gonna either grow out that way more, or maybe like the airport's just like territorial. I don't know what's happening there.
Or
but
maybe
it's a
they're
real
just
bitch to
like,
get
well, if someone crashes, we don't want them to crash into Denver. We'll have them crash into a cow field or some shit.
there. Maybe that's why. Okay, so our next item on the list is satanic activity in Manitou Springs. Rumors started during the satanic panic of devil worship in Manitou Springs, but is it truly devil worship or just the fact that Manitou has a pretty solid population of people who are pagan or Wiccan?
Is Manitou Springs the place that does the coffin races?
Yes.
Nice.
Okay, that's what I thought.
We do mattress races here.
That's cool.
Oh, that's
It's the same
fun.
thing, but you just decorate a bed.
we
Yeah.
do pig races here.
That's
Oh,
so
that's
much
the
better.
best one. That's the best one.
And log races.
You know, pigs and coffins both dispose of bodies.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Now
so
I'm
what do you
concerned about
think?
if mattresses dispose of bodies. Hiding a body in a mattress. This is just people being like, that place is weird. There's Satanists there. Because that's, from my experience, most times if someone's like, that place is weird, there be devils over there.
Mhm.
I don't know why I made the prospector a pirate, but I did.
Isn't there something to whenever I hear conspiracy where, especially when the word Satan comes up, Satan is like too broad a term. If they were like, oh, that's the cabal of Morgoth worshippers, I'd be like, oh, wait, hold on, what? Like, walk me through how you got there. That's interesting.
Yeah, when you get specific, I tend to believe it more. When you're just like, it's the devil, it's like Satan, I'm like, you're just throwing shit at a wall at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that one.
Now there is a movie from 1978 called The Manitou. Is
Yeah.
is the town Manitou?
Mani, yes, yeah. And well,
Okay.
and there's actually another movie that is specifically about like Satan worshippers and Manitou Springs. It's a false movie. I don't remember the name of it, but it was like I think in the early 2000s they made a movie based like a fictional movie based on like there's Satan worshippers in Manitou Springs.
The one from 78, it's basically like a woman gives birth to a 400-year-old demonic Native American spirit out of her back.
Hell yeah. What?
So
Let's watch that right now.
Excuse me?
I'm buying into this because there's a movie about a demonic spirit being birthed. So movies never lie to me.
Yeah, they're real.
Yeah.
Movies are
Yeah,
real.
they're all documentaries. Every movie ever made is a documentary.
Charles Dickens was Gonzo, the Muppet.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's got to be a touch of truth in there. So,
Well,
no, it's a wild movie though. I do recommend it.
and I think there is a touch of truth because even like the Satanic Temple has said like, oh yeah, we have like our feet in Manitou, but I think largely it's just the fact that like Manitou is one of those places where like every corner has like a crystal shop and incense everywhere, and there's a lot
Nice.
of hippies that live there. It's very like pot friendly. Like the first recreational pot places were in Manitou, so everyone was like smoking weed and. It's just one of
So
those
it's like-
places, and so I think it's
Oof.
like grounds for all of like the satanic panic people to be like, "That's Satan."
So it's like the Asheville of Colorado.
Yeah, pretty much. There's, I
Just
mean,
weed
all of
and
Colorado is the
vegans and
Asheville of
pagans.
Colorado. Like, there's so many towns in Colorado that are like that, but I think Manitou's probably one of the main ones.
I think Greg and I live in the Asheville of Pennsylvania, and I'm cool with it.
Do we?
I think so.
A lot of
We live in a
weed
funky,
shops
weird arts
and
town.
breweries and weird art.
Yeah, that's about right. You're describing it.
I love that for you.
Thank you. It fits us.
It-
Yeah, I believe it. I'm sure some people in there worshiping Satan. Why the hell not? Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And now I would say the Satanic Temple going like, yeah, we've got our feet in there. It's hit or miss. Dan and I were up in Salem and we went to the Satanic Temple, and it's just like a beautiful art gallery. You know,
Yeah, it was
nothing
cool.
about
Right.
that place felt satanic or like evil.
I got a great photo of Greg sitting on Baphomet's lap. It was awesome.
I love that.
Yeah.
I want to go to the Satanic Temple in Charlotte sometime. I haven't gotten around to it, but one day.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like places like that are neat, but yeah, I think every place has got Satan worshippers.
I mean, do Satanists worship Satan? Don't
Well,
they?
I guess that's the question, right? So like,
Yeah.
From
you-
from when
you
I
can-
read the Satanic Bible, it for the Satanic Panic series, it didn't seem like it was worshiping I am not a Satanist, so if there are Satanist listeners listening and you correct me, just please correct me if I'm wrong. But from when I was reading the Satanic Bible, it was not worshiping Satan in the same way that people worship God.
Like
It
God.
was
Yeah.
worshiping Satan as the concept of not worshiping God. So I feel like there's a difference between quote unquote devil worshippers and like Satanists.
Okay, that's
You know
fair.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good distinction.
I,
Yeah.
I think that the Satanic Bible is more about autonomy of oneself than it is about an actual deity that you're
Yeah.
worshiping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently charming people with a fish is
Okay.
something I read.
That's
One
awesome.
of the lines was like, if you love a woman from a fishing town, put a fish in your pocket and the smell will remind her of home.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that actually probably does
So-
work. That's how Dan met his wife.
Yeah, ruined a pair of jeans, but it was worth it. All right, no, that makes sense. And also, I guess that's that these stories would come from a predominantly Christian area surrounding a community where predominantly unchristian people live. And of course, they're going
Mhm.
to call them Satan worshipers because they're the other. They're like the negation. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's kind of like
All
what
right.
I was saying earlier of like, they're just weird and don't do the same stuff as us. So that's devil worship.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, and I think like on Greg's Cryptic Corner and Stabby Dan, you talk a lot about the other because that kind of really goes into lore, or like local legends because you are othering people, you are making them less of a human, so then you can now degrade them or treat them differently because you have pushed them into a subset of humanity.
Yeah, I can totally see that, and I totally agree with that. And that's one thing that inspired me to want to do this episode was like the sort of thing, hearing what different people were making legends about and what legends have grown out of stuff. So I'm sure we're going to get into it when I do like the North Carolina stuff, but a lot of legends in North Carolina revolve around racism and the
Oh, boy.
devil. So, and it's like you'll hear one legend and like, oh, that's cool, and you dig a little deeper and you're like, oh, so we're just a bunch of racist fuckheads. Okay, cool. Love that.
It's
for us.
America. Yeah. Anything you
but then
break
I'll
down in
hear-
America, yeah, it gets small enough.
Yeah, you hear legends from somewhere else and it's like it's Native American burial ground and whatever, and it's like that is the other, there is that thing that's not understood. And the not understanding aspect of things is what gets things into this like almost mythic status.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean that goes into like the Jersey Devil from up
Yeah.
our area. So it's like there was when white settlers came over, there was a Native American like nature spirit living in the Pine Barrens, but it was like a protector of nature. And then when white settlers saw the like statues and paintings of it, they viewed it as demonic, which then over time has now progressed to like a horse-headed, bat-winged, creature living in the Pine Barrens.
It's not even that creative.
It's pretty
Yeah,
cool,
really.
but
It's cool. Yeah.
I'm convinced
Nature's
it's
cooler.
a raccoon with bat wings, or not kangaroo with bat wings. Not a raccoon. Very different animals.
kangaroos pop up with cryptid discussions all the time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
no, they do.
I just want to shout out the idea of the other is useful for me because it's not just the other as in like I'm me and they're them. There's also this like idea of like in the psychic sense, like what's going on in our brains, what we're thinking about. Like the other is unlike you. It's outside of your in group. It's not in your community. So really, when you think about it, the other is unknown. You don't know what's going on in the heads of the people that are not in your community, but you imagine that you do. So you backfill that empty, hollow concept of the other with stuff that you brought with you. So really the other is it's pressure that you're putting on yourself through like this mask that you've hung on people that you don't know. So when people are telling these myths and stories about like other people being strange or evil or whatever, there's a little bit of the person doing that imagining leaking into that. So maybe it's like they're saying, oh, I hate these other people because they have like free sex and they're doing drugs. It's actually tattletaling on themselves a little bit that maybe they wish they could have free sex. Maybe
they wish they
do
could
some
be that
drugs.
person. Kind of like
Right.
filling in the blanks with stereotypes.
Yeah, I love the other. The big other. Jacques Lacan, big other. It's very important to me. It's a great concept.
It's a good concept too, because it kind of makes you realize like why are we putting these barriers up in between people? But not only that, like why are we putting this barrier up for ourselves instead of like actually getting to know people? Like why are we just making these assumptions instead of just asking?
Yeah, and even the word barrier carries with it, like the what is the barrier constituted of? Like what is the thing that's separating us? Because you're the one that's
Yeah.
building it. You're the one that's putting
Yeah,
it
it's
there. It's
completely
full of
mental.
you.
And
It's
also,
full of
why
you.
are you putting it where you are? Like, where is
Right.
the line between you and them?
Right.
Like, I'll,
Yeah, and-
I'll allow
yeah.
you to not have fish on Fridays, but if I see you painting your nails black, then you're a Satanist.
Right.
Like, is that where you,
says
like
something
where
about
you
you.
draw the line says a lot about you, and like you're saying, the stories you're creating.
Yeah, and it's fear based, right? So it's like most of the like lore and legends stem from fear of something different. So if you can demonize or other, another group, your fear of them is then allowed. It's understood in
Yep.
your
Reinforced even.
in your kind of small circle of life.
This is
Yeah,
fun. I love weird stories.
Me too.
Yeah.
I know
Okay,
it's so
so-
cool. This is why I love this stuff. This is why we start a podcast, because this is just my brain 24/7.
Yay.
The
Love it.
next one that I have here is The Vampire of Lafayette, which is basically there's this Romanian immigrant and coal miner,
Uh-oh.
Theodore Glava, who died in 1918, and his gravestone is located in Lafayette, Colorado, and it marks his birthplace as Transylvania, where the legend evolved. So the legend basically mimics a lot of the same themes as Bram Stoker's Dracula, and people in the area would tell their kids to go home before dark, or the Vampire of Lafayette would get them.
I think this goes into exactly what we were just talking about of you don't understand him, you know he's Romanian, his birthplace is Transylvania, so you fill in the blanks and you go, oh, Transylvanian, it's a guy from Transylvania, it must be a vampire.
Yeah, these sexually liberated Eastern Europeans coming to our country and taking our women.
How dare they be so suave?
Yeah. Oh man, he's so handsome. Let's vandalize his tomb. Do I believe he was a vampire? No, but do I believe there's some like Transylvanian guy that is now the source of a legend, and that's kind of cool? Yeah, that's kind of cool. I like that.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, I want to leave a legacy that's spooky. That'd be fun. I mean, not in a bad way. I don't want to like be a mass murderer, but maybe I could find like the right epitaph, like the right thing to carve on my tombstone that little kids will be scared of. That'd be fun.
You just got to be born in Transylvania.
Damn it.
Yeah, you already screwed up.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, is this just fear of the foreigner? Like that was kind of we did an episode on Ludwig the Bloodsucker, and it was just like a little short guy that everyone said was a vampire in New York. But his ex-wife ultimately came out and was just like, yeah, he drank blood.
Yeah, he
It was
sucked.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
He was just weird.
yeah, he was weird.
We
but-
decided he was getting drunk by drinking drunk's blood. That was his way of
because he would attack.
Very
drunk
convoluted, but
Mhm,
if it
yeah.
works.
Yeah, it's cheaper to just drink blood.
Didn't you guys determine that like you can't actually get drunk off of
That's right.
drinking another
You'd have to-
person's
You'd
blood?
have to
So
drink a lot of it. Yeah,
You'd have to drink like gallons of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be
Which I
quite the
think-
That'd
spree.
be multiple people's worth of blood.
Yes. At
Fully
least
drained.
2. I don't know how much blood there is, but at least 2.
Each
Yeah, I'm
person
glad you
has
remembered that,
about
because I
8
don't
to 10
remember.
pints of blood.
That's
Okay, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
That's a school bus.
yeah, I don't
School
think
bus of
that's humanly
children.
possible. Like no one is getting drunk off blood. That's for sure.
I bet you, like, do you think
Yeah.
it probably tastes like a copper and a little bit of cracked pepper? It could be, maybe that's kind of nice. I don't know.
sorry. I didn't mean to take us
I-
off into how much
it's-
blood we should be drinking per day.
Blood bags are the forbidden Capri Suns.
Yeah.
I don't think this Vampire of Lafayette was a vampire. I think it probably was, the fear of foreigners plus the scare tactic, that you mentioned of like, well, get home before dark so you don't get eaten by a vampire.
Oh, but you know what? If I had like kids in that area, I would totally take them to that graveyard and teach them how to do rubbings, with like chalk.
Oh, I
On a-
love
on a-
doing those.
Yeah, and get the word Transylvania and like tell them the Dracula story. That'd be fun. I could see why a story like that is carried on. That's cool. It's fun.
Yeah. It's a fun story nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as I would like to be a vampire in Colorado to be real, like I want this to be real. Not that I want people to
Well, I
be
thought you were
dying
gonna say
from
as
like
much
a
as I would like to
blood-sucking
be,
fiend
as much
fire.
as I would like to be a vampire and just end it there. I feel
Seems like a
it'd
lot
be
of work.
awful. I feel like it'd be awful to be a vampire in Colorado. I feel like there's too much sun out there.
You wanna
Yeah.
know what would be awful to be a vampire is there's so
Florida.
many like
Be a vampire in
bloodborne
Florida.
pathogens that you have to worry about. Like, what do you do? Have like a lab set up where you like test all the blood that you drink?
I mean, what if you were
Make sure
posted
you-
up at the Denver International Airport and you lived in all the
Oh,
tunnels?
we've cracked it.
Maybe that's
Yeah,
what
that-
that
yeah.
airport's about. It's hiding
He's not buried
vampires.
there. He's in the tunnels of the airport.
Yeah. Maybe one of the tunnels leads to that grave for some reason.
It just hinges like a little door.
It's actually what Musk's boring company is doing. It's digging tunnels from the Denver airport
For vampires.
for vampires, of which he is one. I've seen his weird ass body.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looks like he
Yeah.
swallowed a coffin.
That's how he carries it from place to place.
I'm not a body shamer. I don't like body shaming, but fuck Elon Musk. I'm gonna body shame him a
yeah.
little bit. Fuck that guy.
We
He
strongly
is
believe
shaped like that.
Yeah, he
we
is.
strongly believe in body shaming and bullying people that are shit people.
Yeah, any billionaire, look out. I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
I'm gonna say mean words because that's all I can do.
I'm gonna be mean to you.
More
Watch
like Jeff
out.
Bezos. Am I right? All right.
Oh, you got him.
Got
Dan.
him.
Need some aloe for that burn.
Okay. So the next one we have is Tommy knockers in the mines.
Love it.
So Tommy knockers.
Tommy knockers sounds like slang for something.
Oh man.
It's
Like in
that
high
like-
school, I had my first date and I got to see your Tommy knockers.
See, I was thinking it was like slang for like a trans guy's boobs or something. I just got top surgery and I finally got rid of my Tommy knockers.
That's good.
Oh god. Okay. So Tommyknockers are gnome-like creatures from Cornish folklore that are said to live in the Colorado mines. Knocking can be heard by miners deep in the mines as a warning that there will be a mine collapse. The Tommyknocker is helpful in this way, but it can also be mischievous in the way that it plays tricks and hides the miners' tools. Some even believe the Tommyknockers are the souls of dead miners who are trying to warn others when they are in danger and are still trying to interact with their mining buddies.
Okay, hear me out. Maybe they're just really big fans of knock knock jokes down the mines.
Just waiting for somebody eternally. That's
Yeah.
their torment in the afterlife, is waiting for somebody
But-
to answer.
Everybody just thinks that they're like warning them that the mine's gonna collapse, and they're just like, please just finish the joke.
Just please say who's there. I need to continue. I love the idea of little gnome or goblin things living in mines.
The ocean gnomes.
We have so many mines and caves, like just all throughout the United States. And there's so much like cryptid and monster stories with things living in caves. You know, I think that like Hopkinsville goblins can, depending on if you think they're aliens or just cryptids, like if they're earth based, they would be living in like the mines of the area.
Or like Mammoth Cave, since that is like the entirety of Kentucky.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and that's why things go unseen. Same thing with like Pacific Northwest with like Bigfoot and stuff. It's like we're not searching everything. Like if there's only a few out there, you know, they can be hidden. But I love the concept of the Tommy Knocker. I never read the Stephen King book, but the movie they look like Pac-Man.
What? Just like a
Yeah.
floating
Say-
head?
Did you say Pac-Man or Batman?
Pac-Man.
Either one.
Okay.
It's
Interesting.
nuts. Yeah. So it's I didn't know that these were little goblins. That's pretty awesome.
So if they look
Me-
like Pac-Man, do they take care? Do they like watch for the miner ghosts that are all just like Inky, Pinky, and Clyde,
Yeah.
just
yeah,
in
they
the
eat 'em
mines,
up.
and that's just the Pac-Man maze?
And
Yeah,
maybe
they're
if they
keeping the miners safe.
if they eat a miner's tool, they turn invincible for a couple minutes. That's why the tools go disappearing.
They can go through the walls easy.
Yeah. This is my favorite kind of cryptid story. It's my absolute favorite. The creatures are cool. It's in an interesting setting. And if you like, this sounds to me like we've talked about some cryptids on the podcast about this, like similar to this one before, where you can tell that the story is serving a purpose. Like there's a reason you would say this story to your friends, like, oh, Bob lost his tool. okay, well, rather than blame Bob, let's blame the Tommy knocker, and then we don't have to be angry at Bob. So it's like there's a
I
little
blame
bit
a
of
lot of things on Tommy knockers.
yeah, and there's like a little social cohesion in that. I like that. And then also, I'm sure when a cave is about to collapse, it like rumbles and makes noises. So to tell a story like, up, the Tommy knocker's knocking, we better get out of here. It's probably a lot easier and less terrifying to say that than I think we're about to die. We should move back. You know?
Yeah. It's probably
Yeah.
a lot more fun when you're about to die to say the Tommy knockers are warning us than, oh shit, oh fuck, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss
the
air.
walls are coming down.
Yeah, I love those
Um,
stories. That's not useful and cute. I like that.
That's another aspect of like local legends. Where if you think about like the Nain Rouge up in Detroit, like they blame the bad things happening in Detroit on this little dwarf thing. He's causing all the problems. So it kind of alleviates, like Dan, you were saying, you know, bad happenings. Like, I didn't do anything. It was the Tommy knocker. It was the Nain Rouge. You just blame something else.
Yeah, displacement. You pick up the thing from one thing and you just drop it onto this other thing, and then you get to go, ha, there you
Scapegoat
go.
cryptids.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't build this mine terribly and it collapsed. It was the Tommy knockers.
The Tommy knockers are not pro engineering.
Even if these guys aren't real, I desperately want to believe that they are real, and I'm gonna choose to believe that they are real.
You're Tommy knocker truther.
Yes, I'm a Tommy Knocker truther. They're down there and they're knocking to warn you.
Adorable.
Okay, our
I love
next
it.
one. You guys actually covered this one in one of your episodes briefly. One of the fearsome creatures. So I have the slide rock bolter here. So this is recounted by lumberjacks in the 19th and 20th century, said to live at the top of Colorado mountains. It is a nearly 100-foot, 25,000-pound whale-like creature with small eyes, grab hooks near or on its tail, and a large mouth that is said to slide down the mountain and scoop groups of tourists into its mouth to eat them.
I think this is just an excuse for why there's so many tourists going missing, because they didn't buy the correct equipment. And instead of being like, yeah, we sold them faulty equipment or whatever, it's like, yeah, it's the slide rock bolter. The slide rock bolter got them. They weren't terribly inept and misdirected tourists.
And also, it kind of smack like a story that like a drunk uncle would tell you about like how a scar got on the side of the mountain from like a mudslide or a rock tumble or something like that. You could be like, oh, that was a whale's belly did that. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And these are absolutely real. I believe these are real. These are 100% real.
Dan loves the fearsome creatures.
I do. They're great.
Yeah, the fearsome creatures book, all the monsters in there are excuses for things happening, or they're the ones to blame for with the slide rock bolter. The like Dan was saying, the scars going down the mountains or avalanches or deforestation. You just blame a monster, but 100% real.
When in doubt, blame monsters.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I love every fearsome creature. They're real in my heart and in the world.
Is this like maybe we just landed on a good like political movement where instead of like blaming immigrants or blaming like the other people for all the things that are going wrong, we can just start blaming like, oh, the job goblin gobbled up our jobs. We've got high unemployment. Elect me and I'll fight the job goblin.
I'll WWE steel cage match. The job
Duplex the job goblin.
Yeah. Oh, that's the name of the episode. Duplex the job goblin.
I love that. I'm pro this movement.
Yeah, and in the meantime, until we have to be careful until we capture all the cryptids. So we should probably do a lot of centralization. So it'll be the Cryptid Communist Party, the CCP. You should vote for me.
Your slogan will be less of a monster than the alternative.
Oh, that's good. Oh my God, it's writing itself. Oh,
I'd vote for
this.
you.
Yeah,
Hope
this is a third
change
party
monster hunting.
This is a third party I can get behind. It's so good.
That's awesome. I do think that finding the slide rock bolter would be I don't think it'd be that difficult considering how big it is. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you this now, at the top of every mountain, there's at least a couple of people. There are people hiking all day, every day in Colorado. So I don't know how nobody has seen this thing lately, if it's still around.
Because everyone that sees it gets munched.
Mm-hmm.
Well, only the tourists, though. It's supposed to only eat the tourists, which is why I think this is
Okay.
literally just a ploy for Coloradans being like, can you get the fuck out of our state already? Like,
Okay,
most of
so-
the people that live in Colorado aren't even from there anymore, and people that are actually from Colorado are pissed about
Are
it.
you actually from Colorado?
Yeah.
Because you were like, I'm getting out of Colorado and moving to North Carolina. And I know some people that are like, there's too many transplants in North Carolina. I'm getting out of here and moving to
one of 'em.
Colorado.
I'm going to Colorado.
You've become
It's just
the
gonna
problem
flip.
places.
you hated.
Come to Pennsylvania. It's awesome up here. It's so cold in the winter and it's very hot in the summer. I'm not doing a very good sales pitch. I'm sorry.
No, I don't like cold. That's why I moved to North Carolina. Okay, the next one I have is UFOs, aliens, and animal mutilations in the San Luis Valley. So basically, this valley is a hotspot for UFO sightings, even spawning a UFO watchtower in the area. The area is also known for many cattle mutilations in the famous case of the mutilation of Snippy/Lady the Horse in 1967.
I don't like it when they have names. Oh,
I don't know. I think there's outside of Denver, from what I understand, it's just a whole bunch of nothing. So if there's gonna be aliens anywhere, it's gonna be there. Also, don't you guys like not know what clouds are? So like there's nothing to block the sky. So you can see all the aliens up there. It's too cloudy in North Carolina for too many aliens.
Yeah, in the rural parts, because there's no trees anywhere. And so in the actual like rural parts, like people think Colorado's mountains. Mountains is like the tiniest little third of Colorado, and the rest is just like plains. No hills, just flat, all plains, no trees, no clouds. Like you can see the sky for a million miles. And so like when I was
sounds
younger,
nice.
my cousins and I would just lay in the bed of a pickup truck at night and like watch and see if we could find UFOs.
I mean,
I love that
do you
for you.
all? Where do you all stand on UFO? This feels generally more like a "Do you believe in aliens?" story than a alien specifically in Colorado story. Because I feel like if you believe in aliens, then Colorado does make sense as a landing site, right?
I think it is super naive to believe that we're alone in the universe. I have seen things that could be classified as UFOs. I don't know if they're aliens. It was just I couldn't identify them and they were flying. It very well could have just been something at a weird angle. So it's like I believe in UFOs in the concept that I believe that there are things that we can't identify, but also like if there's a plane in the sky and you can't identify it, it's a UFO. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I don't know. This is one of those things that I go back and forth on, but for the sake of fun, I believe in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like life is honestly too sad and depressing not to believe in fun shit.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm fully on board with aliens and them visiting and mutilating animals and abducting people. It's more like you were saying. It's more exciting. It makes life more exciting. It makes the world more exciting. But yeah, but I think it's everywhere. You know, I don't think it's specific.
Yeah, I don't think it's just Colorado.
Yeah, I think with the open sky that you have, it's just more likely to be seen than it is in like Philadelphia.
You
Why
guys
the
also have
mutilations? Why do they mutilate cattle and that poor horse?
It's
well, because there's no people. It's all cows, right?
So otherwise they
I
would chop up
understand.
people?
It's just all cows, right?
Well, Dan, we
Or no?
do like animal experimentation. It's
Yeah.
kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but we don't leave them in a heap in a field. We why don't the aliens abduct the cow and then chop it up on the ship and then have some barbecue
Chuck it into
or
the
something?
sun.
Yeah, or whatever.
Maybe they do, and they just put it back because they don't want to deal with it.
They had
don't
one
wanna deal
bite and
with
they're
the
like, "Oof,
remnants."
we are not beef people. No, thank you."
Well, I don't necessarily think you'd want to eat meat that you experimented on.
That's fair.
True.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just didn't know what to do with it, and they're like, we'll put it back where we found it.
Yeah, let the humans deal with it.
They're probably mutilating other animals too. It's just that like cows and horses are really big, so it's easy to tell.
Yeah, we don't
Wait,
notice them mutilating frogs.
Oh, that's fair. Echo, where do you land on this? Are you an alien person? Are you an alien?
Yes, she is an alien.
Yes.
Can confirm.
I definitely think that there's other life out there. I think in an infinite universe, it would be very surprising if there wasn't some other form of life, whether it was just like bacteria and not even necessarily like an intelligent life form. I'm almost like agnostic in my belief of aliens, where I believe that as of now, we can neither prove or disprove their existence. But I do think that there is weird shit happening. I do believe in like UFOs, just like having like unidentified flying objects, whether they're like government or extraterrestrial or whatnot. But yeah, I'm kind of aligned with Elena on this, like for the sake of, you know, the stories and the fun in discussing it. I'm like pro there are aliens flying around and doing weird shit to people and
Yeah.
animals.
The one thing
Like,
that kind of
yeah.
sells me on the animal, that really sells me on the animal mutilations, is because if it were fake, it would have to, like, in my mind, it would have to be someone who doesn't own those cows doing that. Because, like, for what you've said, growing up on with a cattle rancher for a dad, you're like, it's such a stupid thing to want to hoax something for a little bit of attention and sacrifice all the money and effort you put into one cow. Like, I know having chickens growing up, it was like a whole thing. When one of them died, we're like, ah, fuck. And like a cow, that's like a million
It's a lot of money.
chickens.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And that's kind of what sells me on like cattle mutilations not being a hoax, is just farming's expensive.
Oh
And the
yeah, there's
cows are
something
cute.
weird. Yeah, there's something weird going on with the cattle mutilations for sure. Like I'm not sure what it is, but there is definitely something to them. Like I believe in that 100%.
Ready? Shall we roll over to the stuff from North Carolina that I have?
Yeah, you know what's really crazy is I didn't actually bring up any like ghost stories in Colorado, but like to be fair, everyone should just believe that the entirety of Colorado is haunted. Like
Done.
yeah, end of story. It's all
I got no
haunted.
problem with that.
I have some ghost stories here, but I'm pretty sure the entirety of North Carolina is just haunted as fuck. I think everywhere in the United States is just haunted.
It is. There's
Especially
too much
the
bad
South.
juju.
Yeah.
Especially
South
the
is
South.
so haunted. It's wild. You'll just like drive down the road and it's like, oh, there's an old plantation. There's like 7 half burnt out buildings. I am going to see a ghost today, aren't I?
Yeah. It's not rain, it's ectoplasm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like to joke that where I grew up is prime horror movie territory, because I grew up on land that used to be a plantation, on the edge of the middle of nowhere, between a military base, a federal penitentiary, and a mental institute.
Oof.
Yeah, I grew
Oof.
up right next to the penitentiary that the Unabomber was in when he died.
Nice.
Yep. So
That's
it's
pretty
just-
cool.
Everything's just haunted.
Yeah.
There's a short story in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
You burn down a plantation and then free a bunch of prisoners and then get put into an asylum. And it all happens within 4 blocks of your house.
About 5 miles, but yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Okay, shall I run through my list of stuff for North
Go for
Carolina?
it.
Yeah.
So first up, we have the Brown Mountain Lights, some mysterious lights that sometimes appear over Brown Mountain just outside of Linville.
So I don't know what those are, but they're there. I believe in them.
Yeah, it's just like ghost lights, whatever. Some people say it's ghost lights. Some people think it's UFOs. Some people are like, oh, it's the way that the train or the car lights go over the mountain, or it's ball
disproved that,
lightning.
though.
They disproved that. They disproved swamp gas. They ball lightning is still up in the air on if it even exists or not.
Yeah,
Mhm.
there's
Wait,
no
what-
way.
That's the whole
Anytime
thing.
there's an excuse for ball lightning, that is BS. No.
That's so funny to me because they're explaining a phenomenon with a different phenomenon. It's at that point, just say it's Bigfoot lighting his farts on fire. Like,
Wait, can you paint me a picture? If I saw these, what would it look like? Are they like hovering off the ground above the mountain?
yes.
Or are they like,
Yeah.
okay.
sometimes you can see them if you're on the actual mountain, but you can normally see them driving past the mountain or on a mountaintop just overhead. Like, so you know when you see a town on the side of a mountain and you can see, or like a house on the side of a mountain and you can see the little lights from the buildings?
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, or like little glowing orbs. Different people describe it different ways. The most common way is just seeing little glowing orbs, as if someone was like carrying a flashlight or a lamp over the top of the mountain. And to my knowledge, there's nobody living on top of Brown Mountain. I think it's all like hiking stuff. You'd think I would know because my mom's from there, but like it's just, there's like no houses there to make the lights or anything.
That's
So
kind of
it's
cool.
just like little orbs going around.
I'm gonna go on a hike. I just want to see what we can find up there.
Do it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful area.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that it's UFOs or if I'm gonna assign some meaning to it, but it sounds like they are there. Yeah. I mean, it's a mountain. Don't they put lights on mountains for airplanes? Or
No,
don't they put like cell phone towers on mountains?
sometimes on cell phone they put cell phone towers, but these stories have been around since like colonial times, and they
Oh,
really
damn.
started popping
Yeah.
up in like the 1800s, like the mid 1800s.
But not cell
So
phone towers. All right.
pre cell phone towers and stuff.
Yeah, and this isn't the only like weird light orb, floating things
Yeah, no,
around. So
it's
it's kind of a known phenomenon. So I completely agree. Not a hoax. I believe the folks.
you believe
Yeah.
the folks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of just it's a weird phenomenon. I would probably label it supernatural, maybe some sort of spirit thing that we don't understand, and kind of just that's how I would view it. I don't think it's UFOs, and I don't think the legend is really pointing towards UFOs, but it's probably more some sort of spiritual or potentially dimensional kind of situation going on.
Oh, here we go. It's time for
I
dimensions.
had to get it in
That's
there.
what
I know.
Interdimensional.
It's where all the portals for the interdimensional Bigfoots are.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
just popping out. Yeah, right into the woods.
Awesome. I like that theory. Okay, next up we have the Devil's Tramping Ground, a spot in a clearing in Chatham County, North Carolina, that is always clear of plants and debris, and animals never go near it. Items left in the circle are said to disappear. It's said to be where the devil goes as a place to think, and he paces in a circle.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I like that. Oh, a ponderous devil.
Yeah, he just
I like
goes there
that.
and he paces and he thinks, and anything, the stories go that anything that's put there, he like kicks out of the way, and no plants grow there because he's always walking in a circle and he wears it down.
I mean, if animals are afraid of it, the first thing that pops in my head, actually for a lot of things, first thing that pops in my head is it gas? Like, 'cause, maybe there's like seepage from a cave network underneath it, and then the animals
They've-
can like pick up on CO2. Have they tested for that?
They have tested, they have not found that. They did find that all of the dirt in that area is sterile, and it's been like this for like hundreds and hundreds of years that nothing's grown there, but in recent years they tested it. It's sterile and it has a high salinity content, so it's very salty, but they haven't found any gas. I haven't actually gone to check it out, which I want to because it's not too far from me, but I've never been, so I can't say for sure, but from all the science investigations they've done, it's just that there's salt, there's no gas or anything.
All right, I believe the folks. And the devil's got salty feet. I think that's how it happens. He paces, he thinks, he ponders, he schemes, and he sweats while he's doing it.
He's a sweaty boy.
Yeah, I mean, he is hot. He's the devil. And he's hot in that other way, too.
And also it's North Carolina, so it's just hot.
It's just hot. Yeah, it's humid.
Yeah, I love the story. I think it's amazing. I'd love to go there and check it out. My guess would be it's probably something in that, like the water in that area. That the grass that was there was pooling from salty water that it couldn't live on, or something. It'd be weird if the devil's just like, here's my little circle, I'm just gonna chill in.
The weird thing about it is that plants will grow right up to the edge of the circle, and it's like a harsh cutoff.
That's
Like
weird.
it does look like if there's like a path in the grass where someone walks around and there's no grass in that path, like on a hiking trail or something, it looks like that. Like grass and stuff will grow up to the edge of it. There's a little bit of scrub on the inside of it, but it's like very wiry grass, but it grows all the way, like trees and stuff grow up to the edge of this clearing, but it does not grow inside of it. And like leaves don't fall in the center. Supposedly it doesn't snow in the center, but it also doesn't snow in Chatham County, really. So
All right,
wonder-
you told me.
Yeah.
It's real.
I mean,
I agree. I believe it.
in olden days in like combat and warfare, didn't they used to, like, if they burned down a village, they would also salt the ground as to like extra smite them? And then by
Yes, yeah,
salting the
that's what I-
ground, nothing would grow there. Maybe that was like the site of some horrible genocide. And they salted the ground. To
Ooh.
this day, nothing grows.
but it would eventually go away and stuff would grow back up. So there's so many different theories about it that people have put forward. But so we're all kind of going with, you think there's something to that? Would you say,
Yeah,
Echo?
it's the
Yeah.
devil.
I mean, there's something weird going on there, whether it's like a strange scientific phenomena or the devil walking around in a circle. I mean, there's obviously something strange going on there. I almost think maybe not necessarily the devil, but I think there's something like kind of supernatural-ish related to that.
It's not the devil, it's just the Jersey devil. He just vacations in North Carolina
Flops around.
and just ponders.
I do want to listen to any bluegrass songs about this. If there's a bluegrass song about the devil pondering in a circle, I want to listen to that.
I guarantee you I can find it. North Carolina is just like, here's some weird shit that goes on. Let's write a song about it.
Yeah,
There's
they're
a
great.
million songs about the Brown Mountain Lights. Whenever I want to find a new bluegrass song, I'll listen to like a North Carolina or like a Southern lore episode and then just like type in something of like, I was listening to an episode about the hanging of Frankie Silver, and I was like, oh, I bet you there's a song about this. Let me look that up. And there was, and it's an amazing song.
Nice.
So I bet you if you just look up the Devil's Tramping Ground on whatever you use to listen to music, it'll come up, either a podcast episode or a song. I wouldn't be surprised if like the Chatham County Rabbits have a song about it or something.
Yeah, I'll Google it. I'm in the mood.
So next up we have the Bath hoofprints. Hoofprints in the ground in Bath that never fade and are always clear. They're said to be the result of a man making a bet on his horse with the devil. So these are, no matter how much they dig them up, they're always there. If you put, animals also don't go near these, and they're always clear. There's nothing growing in them, and they've always just sort of been there.
I'm literally going to look up a photo of these because I feel like I can't really.
From what I remember, it's like horse hoof prints, kind of like little crescent shapes.
I kind of want to grade these on like how cool is the story, because I like the story behind it. A guy.
Oh yeah, the story
making a bet.
is cool.
Yeah, I like that.
The story, everyone's like heard a different story. The story that I originally heard was that somebody, was playing hooky. This guy was playing hooky from church to practice racing with his horse because he loved racing, and the devil appeared to him and like made a bet that that his horse was faster than this guy's horse, and the guy was like, "Take me a winner or take me to hell." And then his horse like tripped and stumbled where these hoof prints are. The guy got thrown against a tree and instantly died. And then the devil took him to hell. And then those footprints have just stayed there as like a warning to not
skip
shirk church
Yeah.
and not gamble.
Bless my heart. That's a great story. That's nice.
I love it.
I'm overdue.
I
I've skipped
definitely
a lot of
believe
church.
this one because, like, I guess there have been several scientific studies to try and provide like an explanation for it, and there's like nothing. The scientists got nothing, but they do like they apparently have been there since 1813, and when like leaves and pine needles fall and stuff, it's like cleared out from the little hoof print indentations. Like it doesn't stay for very long.
Yeah, that I buy into this one. It's too weird, and when something like consistently stays, it doesn't make any sense to me. And the only way you can make sense of it is it's that supernatural aspect. So
When in doubt, it's the devil.
it's always the devil. Yeah,
It's always the devil.
I'm going to pull the mushroom alarm. I'm going to say that there's some kind of mushroom that's just dissolving everything that touches it, and they grow in little hoof patterns.
Because it could be just like little mycelium. The mushrooms don't even have to be like in that specific spot, but they could have like maybe their mycelium network just like under that specific location, and maybe they're doing something to the soil in that area.
Yeah.
That would make sense. I've heard theories that it's like a softer stone in that little place for some reason, like the way the deposit is, that the water wears out faster, and that's why it's slightly divoted. But I don't know. That's another one that there's a lot of theories to try and disprove or prove or whatever.
I'm going to say that it was a band of raiders who were all captured while trying to rob a home nearby. And the homeowner buried them all alive as punishment for trying to rob their home. And to this day, they're still alive, cursed to spend all eternity underground. And those are the places that they breathe through. So they keep having to blow
Ooh.
to get air
Ooh.
like loosened from the soil so they can keep breathing.
I am in support of you just writing a local lore book on different places.
I'm just here. I'm
not
just
hearing
dirtying the
any
water.
of the stories. You're just making up your own.
Yeah, this
based
is what
off
I
of them.
heard.
This is what nobody's ever heard that before, but you're like, yeah, it's true. That's what I always heard.
Yeah, I read that in a magazine. No, yeah, it's a cool story. That's neat.
So next up we have Dick's Park being haunted.
Hell yeah.
It's the signs are amazing. My favorite sign is one that just says Dick's Warehouse.
Nice. Do y'all have
But it
Dick's
is a-
Sporting Goods down there?
Yeah, we got Dick's.
All right, nice.
We got
Yeah.
Dick's down here.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, it's spelled
Um,
DIX.
DIX.
It is,
Yep.
yeah.
After Dorothea Dix. So it used to be a mental hospital that got closed down, I think, in the late 80s. And now it's a public park and government buildings, but it's said to be haunted by the patients and stuff. It's kind of creepy. There's like employee housing on there that's not really used anymore. There's just like a group graveyard it was just one of those like mass graves, but it's said to be haunted by the people that were like patients there.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you kind of get that mass trauma, or like if there's mass graves, there's, I don't know, I think there's always a, what's the, like residual haunting potential. When there's
The
just
juju
so
was
much.
just so bad it just stuck around.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like when you hear about like, oh, you see a woman in a Victorian dress walking down the hall, and it's kind of like, well, that's like probably not sentient ghost. Like it doesn't know it's there. It's still stuck in this time frame, and it's just kind of a videotape just replaying. So I think when you have that mass grave situation, it's just so much trauma and so much sadness that it kind of lends itself to being creepy and being haunted.
Yeah. I can kind of get down with that.
I think I'm on board with it insofar as like places where bad things, kind of like what Greg said, but less about it being literal ghosts or literal haunting and more about like we
The
can pick up
idea
on
is
that.
what haunts it.
Yeah, we can pick up on that. And that makes us like more predisposed to see something in the corner of our eye. Like just be a little on edge when we're in that space.
Yeah. Like if
Yeah.
you're in a brand new house, you're not gonna hear a weird noise and think that it's a haunting. But if you're in an old house and you hear a weird noise, you're gonna think that it's a haunting type thing.
Yeah, you're primed for it. Totally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I definitely think there's like probably a negative energy in that space. And right, like we were talking about is the mindset that if you go in knowing that it was like previously a mental hospital, you're probably going to pick up on those like bad vibes, that residual energy, and kind of notice the weird things that are happening around. So I could get down with the either it's just residual energy, but I could also be down for like it's legitimately haunted and there's like I don't know, tortured ghosts from the
Have you been to Dick's Park yet? Have I ever taken you there? Or not?
I haven't been
No?
there, but I've heard like a lot of people say that like it makes them feel legitimately bad to be there.
Yeah, we talked about it on the Ghost Stories with Friends episode, like almost a year ago. It's like episode 6 or something like that. We talked about that and how it's like it's bad vibes if you go, especially if you go to the graveyard at night. You're like, oh, this is bad vibes. I feel like I'm gonna throw up right now. I'm gonna not be here.
Yeah, trust that instinct. Probably get out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, it's
Okay,
called
so-
Dick's Park. It's not a good park. All around sounds like a bad park. Bad park. Again,
During
urban
the day,
planning.
it's beautiful. During the
strikes
day,
again.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, when the dicks
But-
come out at night, though.
Look out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next up I have is the Uredale Ghost Train. It's a train that went off the tracks in the 1890s, and it's said to repeat this fall every August 27th. And so,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you can see the ghost of it falling off of these tracks, even though those tracks aren't used anymore, every 27th of August.
Thomas the Tank Engine had a spirit, after all.
Yes.
Trains have ghosts.
Yes. There's so many ghost train stories, but this is the most famous one of from North Carolina. It's so many train stories.
I mean, again, like I like the idea of a ghost train. That's awesome. Like that's a movie I want to.
It's sick.
I'm sure there. Actually, Greg, we watched a movie about a ghost train. Well, through the gate
Beyond the Door 3?
beyond the door
What-
3.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
called
yeah.
Choo Choo Boo. The ghost
Boo.
train.
Yeah, that one, the ghost train flies off the rails and drives its way through a swamp and smushes the bad guy. It's awesome. It's awesome. Watch that movie. It's really fun.
So
Yeah, I don't know if I could get down with a ghost train. It doesn't like my concept of ghosts. It doesn't really like fit in the practicality of what a ghost could be. Like trains don't have spiritual energy at all. They're just
we know of.
inanimate objects. Well, I guess yeah. I can't say it. That's
But-
a
I mean, it's
fact.
made out of carbon,
Would
just like
it-
we are.
would it help if I told you that people will also sometimes hear the screaming of the people that were on the train
That's
after it
hell
goes
yeah.
into the river? Does that help?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is so it has a date that this ghost train happens. So like,
Yes.
are people going to that area to see
Yes,
the ghost train, and
they
they
are.
have seen it, and there's proof? So yeah, then if there's
I don't know if there's proof, but I know people have gone down there and people have said they've seen it. I haven't gone and Googled like videos of the Iredale ghost
Yeah.
train.
Greg's like, there's video? Then yeah, I believe it.
yeah, if you don't prove things,
There's probably video
you
out
let
there.
me
There's
put my
probably
fingers
someone.
in your holes in your hands, I'll believe you now.
Well, Greg, you just said the thing about the Victorian woman spirit, right? Because she's in Victorian clothes. What is the difference between a train and a dress? In
Well,
like the
it's-
spiritual realm.
It's well, so my
Dresses don't have souls.
no,
Right.
but
Shouldn't, by that
woman-
logic, shouldn't every ghost be naked?
Yes, nude ghosts everywhere.
Yeah, I think that when something is replaying, the person's spirit can manifest itself in the way that it knows. But so I guess that would play into the train in that all these people died and they know how they died and they're just replaying that. So the manner in which they died is also manifesting along with them.
Because it would
I'm
be
not
a lot of
ghost
people.
expert by any means, too.
We're just
so-
making it up as we go along.
Yeah.
I think, like, if let's say there's 200 people on this train. Well, that's too many people. Let's say there's 80 people
I think it
on
was
this
like
train.
80 something that died
Okay,
or something
all right,
like
I got
that.
it in two. Yeah, let's say there's 80 people, and all that concentrated energy is building up to a train apparition. You know, I'm on board. I'm
Yeah,
on
it's like-
board.
It's like ghosts.
I don't want to be
spirits.
on board.
Well,
That'd
that's
be
true.
a terrible place to be. on.
Metaphorically, yes. Literally, I don't want to be on board on this train.
No.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I
in.
should say I'm not a ghost guy. I don't believe in. I'm like a curmudgeon when it comes to ghosts. I don't believe
That sounds like what someone would say right before they get haunted. Just saying.
it. Come
Yeah.
at me, bro. I'm
Yeah, Dan, that's
I'm an
Come at
agnostic.
me,
Change my
ghosts.
mind.
to say.
You know, I just think if ghosts were a thing, I feel like every square inch of the planet has had something die on it. And
It'd be
I don't
very
know.
cramped.
And I've known animals that have more spirit in them than humans, or than some humans at least. Like we should be bumping into ghosts every day. I should be tripping over. I should be excusing a ghost every time I open the fridge. You know,
Here's
we
the
should
thing.
be like
I think
packed to the
ghosts.
gills.
I think ghosts are like fossils, that they happen rarely.
In the right conditions.
Yeah, in the right conditions. And so if there's something that's like some people maybe don't like feel the need to linger. Like maybe they're okay just passing on. I think others have like either like unfinished business here or maybe something so terrible and traumatic has happened that there's like this residual energy around it. I'm not saying that I necessarily believe in like if like somebody that I knew died, that it's that person's spirit like specifically haunting. But I would say that I definitely believe in like energies around certain people or certain events that still maybe exist in this plane and can sort of interact with day-to-day life.
I mean, I respect that. I'm open to being wrong. I'm not going to say it doesn't exist, but I want to see it. I want to see it. Show me. Ghost, come at me.
Go to a ghost quest.
I'm waiting. Oh, I'm tempting it.
Oh yeah, don't you work at like a haunted library or something
I
like
do. I
that?
work at one of the most haunted libraries. I've yet to see anything.
I love that for you. I
Maybe
hope
it's
you
because
get
I don't believe
haunted.
it. Me too.
I hope
I do want to see it.
I mean this in the nicest way possible, but I hope you get haunted for your sake.
Thank you. Thank you. And
At
you know,
least it'll make work more interesting.
two things will happen. If I get haunted, one, I will shit my pants, and two, I will tell everybody. In that order.
Okay, well, if you do get haunted, we want to know about it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, you're required to tell us.
Okay. We'll come back on the podcast and it'll be Dan shitting his pants and telling you about it.
It's going to be the name of the episode, too. Dan shitting his pants.
Parentheses, you know what that means.
Oh God, I don't want to know how I would draw that for the episode art. I'm just gonna draw a pair of brown pants if that happens, and
There you
just
go.
leave it at that. Okay, so next up we have the Moon-Eyed People, said to be a race of pale people with large, light-colored eyes, told of by the Cherokee. And this is up in the mountains. So big old bug-eyed pale people. And this was like, these stories are from before white settlers came to America.
Okay, because I was about to ask that. I was like, is this not just like white people?
There are theories that this is like the Vikings and they came over before Columbus came over.
Oh, interesting.
And a group of them settled here because some of the descriptions have them being like buff and bearded. And they're all described as having super light eyes, and then they just kind of died out.
I like that theory. I'm going with that.
I like that theory. I like that.
Yeah.
But some people are like, oh, it's just the same thing as the Hopkinsville goblins because they're pale and they have big eyes. It's just.
I'm Team Viking. I like that too.
I'm also Team Viking.
Greg, are you with us? Or are you another?
Oh man.
Are you with us or are you against us? Vikings or goblins? One or the other? No.
Aliens. Interdimensional aliens.
I like the idea that
Albinos.
there were like indigenous people who were different and theoretically have died out at this point or were destroyed by smallpox eventually. But the Viking thing does make more sense. Yeah, I'll go Vikings. I'll go Vikings as well.
Sick. We're all in agreement. Okay, so lastly, we have the Wumpus cat, sometimes called the Beast of Bladenborough. This is a 6-legged mountain lion with glowing eyes that's sometimes black, sometimes is a shapeshifter, and it's blamed for animal and human mutilations.
I mean, cool ass cat. I love that cat. It's a good cat.
Isn't the kind of legend of the Wampus cat that like it was a like Native American woman that was cursed or something to turn into?
It was.
Yeah.
I think the story was like she was spying. She like dressed in a mountain lion skin to pretend to be a mountain lion to like spy on some like mystic ceremony that only men were invited to, and then the tribe shaman caught her doing that and then cursed her to be this like screwed up mountain lion forever.
Oh, the 6 legs makes sense. 4 legs for the original mountain lion, 2 for the woman.
Some stories it's not 6-legged, but most of the stories I've heard it always has 6 legs.
Yeah, that's all I've ever heard. I love the idea, but I think it is that kind of fearsome creature situation where it's
yeah, that's what I think it is too.
Yeah, kind of stay in your place, or you could be cursed to become this 6-legged mountain lion woman.
Oh, don't tempt me with a good time. I'll get out of my place so fast. Yeah, live forever as a lion.
Also, I feel like that's not a good punishment because if I was her, I'd be like, all right, now I can just kill all you bitches.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true, yeah. You've made
I'm a magical
stronger.
fucking mountain lion. Come at me, bro.
You're being too violent. Here's knives as your punishment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Alrighty, well, that's all I have for the North Carolina stuff. If you guys want to roll through the Pennsylvania stuff, or I can, because I have it on the document, if you guys don't have it written down anywhere.
I got some stuff written down.
Yeah,
Greg,
and
you have some stuff?
I have one I want to add that's not on the list.
Oh, do you want to start with that one? Is it fresh in your brain? All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
so
Okay. Well, I'm with the ladies. I'm just gonna sit and listen. All right.
Dan, Eric's mentioned this one to us before. But so there's a area, like a neighborhood in Delaware County in Pennsylvania that is known as Midgetville, where they have like smaller houses, shorter light posts, and if you try to like find it and you kind of linger, the the little people in the area will become hostile towards outsiders and will throw rocks at your car and all this kind of thing. But no one has been able to definitively find Midgetville yet.
I believe that could be a thing because, like, if I was a person with dwarfism and I was kind of seen as like a freak show sideshow thing, I would want to have a place where I could not be around people that are seeing me as like an oddity diversion. I would want my own little town.
Yeah.
I could
Me too.
totally see just being like, you know what? Fuck all y'all. I'm gonna go start my own village with blackjack and hookers. You know what I mean?
Hell of a town.
I believe this, but only because there's like a lot of like Icelandic and like Swedish folklore and stuff that kind of centers around like gnomes or
That is
sometimes
a
like
good
mountain
point. Isn't
spirits.
are the Pennsylvania Dutch all over Pennsylvania, or is they are just in one area? Like, are they predominantly in this? Was he said Delaware County?
Oh, they're all over
Yeah, I mean, probably more so
east.
focused in like central PA, like the Lancaster area,
Yeah.
with like all the Amish and Mennonite. Delaware County is around Philadelphia, so it's kind of
Okay.
the
Southeast.
southeast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not like mainly in that whole. Okay, I was just curious because when we did our Jackalope episode, I kind of talked about folklore of the people that settled in that area and where that story could have come from. And like Echo said, with the like Scandinavian folklore and Germanic folklore of all of the like little people in the Fae, if that had sort of bled into that.
Mm.
I mean, I wish there was
I think-
a Fae village in Pennsylvania. I'd go in a heartbeat. That sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome. I do know that like there are like they make little towns that they say that the elves are supposed to like reside in places like Iceland, and then you can make like offerings at them. Obviously nobody has found this place, but I deeply want to believe in like a magical little town where all like the elven folk live.
It makes life more fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
Me too.
Yeah, and I think the idea of Midgetville,
What an unfortunate name. Ugh.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's gonna be an oof for me.
but I think it's something like quaint and cute that you can get in your car and drive around Delco and get your hoagies and go to Wawa and try to find it. It's something
That was a whole bunch of foreign words to me, but okay. You're just making words up, but okay.
But yeah, I don't think it's real, but it's
It's cute.
Real fun.
Yeah, it's just it's fun. It's fun to get in the car with your friends when you're in high school and go to try to find it.
Yeah, I like
I
that.
think that's
It's
where
just,
a lot of like folklore comes from
it's
as
just
well.
like, let's have fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're bored. We're bored. Let's go do something.
We're bored, and let's be safe about this and not do stupid things like go out in the woods at night.
We're bored and we crave moral instruction. No,
I
I've
like
got
that
another
theory,
story.
yeah.
I've got
Okay.
a story. Have you guys ever heard of the 7 Gates of Hell in York, Pennsylvania?
No.
No.
Greg, do you know this one?
I don't think I know this one now.
Oh, well, from the titles in York, Pennsylvania, there's 2 stories. There's 2 competing stories about this. So maybe first I'll tell you the 2 stories and then you guys can tell me which one you prefer. How's that?
Okay.
And
So
York is like central PA kind of farm area.
yeah,
right?
yeah. Pretty rural area. There's some like little mining towns and stuff like that, but a lot of the mining and the like manufacturing has gone away, so it's a lot of very sleepy, dying towns, rural spot. Okay. So what people see here is it is a road in the middle of nowhere, lots of forests and stuff on the outskirts of York, Pennsylvania, where there's a large ornate metal gate that's been erected on the side of a rural road. That's what people see. So, one story is that there was once a mental institution that was built deep in the woods that burned down in the 1900s, and most of the inmates burned in the fire. But the most dangerous and capable inmates managed to escape relatively unharmed, so the locals erected the gates throughout the woods in order to keep the inmates trapped on the land and away from the locals.
So
that's
why
one
would you
story.
just put up gates and not like a whole ass fence?
That is a good question. That's a valid question.
Because I know these people's mental faculties are in question, but I feel like you would, no matter your mental state, if you saw a gate, you would just be like, with no
I'll go
offense,
around
you
it.
just be like, I'm gonna walk around this.
Oh yeah, maybe the logic is that they see the gate and they think like, oh, it's an invisible fence. Maybe I shouldn't step past this. I don't know.
I
The
Yeah.
other story is more
guess.
interesting. The other story, the second story is more interesting. The other one is there's an eccentric physician who lived on this property, and he built a series of 7 gates along a path that led into the forest. And it's said that only the first gate can be seen during the day, but at night the other 6 become invisible. The goal of these gates is to get you to sum up the courage to walk through all 7 of them, but stories say that nobody's managed to get past the 5th one. And if you were able to pass through all 7 gates, then you're immediately sent to hell. You do not pass go, you do not
Then
collect
why would you
$20.
why would you go through the gates if you're just gonna get sent to hell?
I don't know. Maybe you really want to go to hell.
Maybe
Or
you
maybe it's
don't
like
know
a
that you
courage
go to
thing.
hell.
Yeah, it's like the whole thing of like going to, like, I dare you. I'd triple dog dare you to do this.
Yeah, what's that thing where you say the person's name in the mirror?
Bloody
Oh,
Mary.
Bloody Mary?
Yeah, Bloody Mary, right? And the whole idea is that something bad happens if you do it, but you dare each other to do it to see if you're brave.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
test of your bravery and your might to go through the 7 gates.
Yeah.
If I was in that
Okay.
area, I just know me as a person. If I saw 7 gates, I would just go through them because I'd be like, "Oh, there's some gates here. I'm gonna walk through all of them because
Yeah.
I'm
This is
just like
fun.
that." And then
Me
next thing
too.
you know, I'm like fucking shooting straight down to hell. And I'm like, "Oh my god, what have I done?"
That would also be me. Just like, oh, there's one gate. Well, now I have to walk through all 7 of them, or else like I'm going to die because that's how OCD works. I'm like, I have to do this.
Same.
And
I'd have like
then-
an eye twitch if I didn't hit all 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can't go through just one gate, I'd like go through one, and then I'm like, even if I left after that and I knew the story and I was paranoid, I'd be like, dang it, I can't stop thinking about it. I gotta go back and go through the other 6 gates. And then I'd be wondering if I have to go through like the first gate again, or if I just start at gate 2, like, you know?
Yeah. Lose
Maybe-
count.
Yeah, maybe if you go through them in a specific order, you can end up in like a different dimension or something.
If you go through them in reverse, do you end up in heaven?
Oh, that's a good question. That you'll trick the devil and you'll send him back to do his pacing and thinking, oh man, I didn't think through the gates thing well enough.
Yeah, you end up in the devil's stomping ground.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I definitely
yeah.
like the second story the best with that one for sure.
The second story is more fun. I feel like this is probably just either some weird art project that, or like maybe the original story, the first story you told, where there was some building that burnt down.
There is an official story. If you guys want to know what the government says happened.
Ugh.
I don't
Trust
believe the
them.
government in anything. Don't tell me what they say. It's more fun to think the other stuff.
All right. I will not tell you the official story, but there is an official story.
Dan,
I actually do want to know it at some point, but I'm
Dan,
genuinely curious.
our
Greg?
friend Matt Lake, he's an author. He wrote
Yeah.
Weird Pennsylvania, and that's in Weird Pennsylvania. So I'll have to talk to him
Yeah.
about that sometime.
That's a story I heard growing up all my life was the
Nice.
7 gates. The real story is that there was a hurricane in 1972 that washed this road away, and it was a road that had a lot of industrial like buildings that had gates that led to them, and it all got washed away. So now just the gates stand. That's it.
And
Boo.
I
the
know,
truth
right? Isn't
is,
that
if
lame?
you go through all 7, you go to the bottom of the Mariana Trench.
Yeah. So that was the 7 gates of hell. Also, have you all ever heard of the Eastern State Penitentiary?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
Have you ever been?
No, I've never been to Pennsylvania.
I haven't either.
Well, if you do, go. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's very sobering to be there because I don't know if you all know this, but prisons kind of suck. The juju's bad, and also it's
Yeah.
kind of unbelievable how poorly we treat people that need help. It's really sad. State penitentiary, very sad. Now, having that been said, do you want to hear some ghost stories?
Yes.
Hell yeah, I
always.
do.
Okay, so Eastern State is said to be the most haunted prison in America. Tons of paranormal investigations have happened there, and all of them purport to have, captured stuff, read recordings of, I don't know, what was that? EPS? DMP,
EVPs,
EVP. Thank you.
electronic voice
EMTs.
phenomena.
Yeah, all of them pick up stuff. It's said to be like a super hot spot. So if you're into like trying to catch ghosts, you should go there and check it out. I think around Halloween they do a they do a 24-hour thing where you can spend 24 hours in the building and do whatever you
Oh,
want.
that's
there.
cool. Yeah, that's cool. I think I kind of believe this in the same sense as I believe like Dorothea Dix is haunted, like with what Greg was saying about the just the energy sticking around and kind of what you were saying about you hype up in your mind that this is haunted because you know all the bad shit that's gone on there. So I think like there's a very good possibility that this is haunted and like I believe in ghosts, but I do think a big portion of it is just hyping up your expectations. Have you ever been?
Oh
Either
yeah,
of y'all?
yeah. I've been. Greg, have you?
No, I have not.
We should go, man. I'll take
yeah,
you. I'll hold your hand.
Thanks. Now it'd be cool to go during like Halloween because I know they do like a haunted house kind of thing out there.
Maybe that's our next Halloween trip as we go to East State Penitentiary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know the library the haunted library they have ghost hunting kits that you can borrow.
We have our own little ghost hunting kit. I love
Yeah,
that.
we can bring ghost hunting kits. Oh, okay,
love
so
that.
for Eastern State,
I'll make you guys tit shirts.
Nice. I can't wait. Was it Triangles Investigating
Triangle
the Supernatural?
Investigators Tracking the Supernatural.
Nice.
Amazing.
I made Echo and I shirts for it that says tits on the front with a little ghost and then it has the whole name down the back. But
Awesome.
because I'm dyslexic, I misspelled both of the shirts. So if I make you guys some, you'll each have your own special misspelling. Each one is unique.
It's TTIS. Okay,
Yes.
so I have two more things to tell you about Eastern State, and you guys, you direct me. Do you want to hear a story about a supposed haunting, or do you want to hear a story about how they used to treat prisoners there that would lead to hauntings? Which are you interested in?
Personally, I want to hear how they would treat them that would lead to stories because I think how we get to the stories is really fascinating.
All right, cool. Okay, so remember, it's Bad Place. Bad Place. They treat prisoners very badly there. So some ways they used to treat prisoners. Well, one, they would dunk inmates into vats of cold water and then hang them upside down outside overnight in the cold. And they did this so that the water would drip down their body and form into ice cubes around their head. And a lot of inmates died that way, being like literally frozen to death.
Yeah, in the elements.
Oh.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, that's not. I mean, I don't know how. I haven't looked too much into fully what all goes on in prisons right now, but I know it's not great. And I know mental institutes are, even now, are not great by any means.
In America,
yeah, in America. I don't know about other countries. I know,
I mean,
like,
I want to go to prison in Norway.
yeah,
That
no,
just
I know
seems awesome.
Norwegian prisons are great, but
Well, it's like rehabilitation, you would think
Yeah.
is the goal. And we don't do, like, I don't think it's very rehabilitating to take a person and dunk them in water and freeze them. Right?
no.
No, and for-profit
Stuff.
prison is not a place for rehab. Like,
No, no, no.
No, it's a place where
it's-
it's legal to have slaves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and the mental institutes nowadays aren't great either because they try and do as much as they can, but also as little as they can. I don't know what the laws are where you guys are, but like if someone is suicidal and gets sent to a mental institute, they're required to stay for a minimum of 5 days, and then 9 times out of 10 they just kick the person out.
Yikes.
Yeah, and it's like, you are rehabilitated now. It's like, that's not how that works, but it's like, you've been in here for 5 days and haven't tried to kill yourself. You're free to go. And it's like,
Yeah.
that's not how that works, but
That's tough.
it's not great. It's
No.
not. Yeah. but
Greg, do you want to read the next little story about how they treated them? I think you can see the notes, right?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they used a device called the iron gag, which was an iron casted gag that clamped to an inmate's tongue to keep them quiet. And there's stories of the gag clamping too hard and eventually ripping the tongue out, causing them to
Eee.
bleed to death.
I was terrified that this would happen as a kid because I would take like the bulldog clips, you know what I mean? Like the metal
Yeah.
chip clips and put them on my tongue. And my mom told me that if I did that, it would pinch my tongue off.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Oh, that's brutal. I'm pretty sure there was like a medieval torture device that did the exact same thing to people, where it was just like this like metal headwear or something that like clamped their tongue in it because so they couldn't speak or something.
Yeah, I
A
think wasn't
bunch
that
of-
called the Iron Mask, or is that the one that had
Something like
spikes?
that. I don't know. I know a bunch
Iron
of torture
Maiden-
devices.
Yeah, Iron Maiden was the kind of full body one with the spikes.
That's right.
The
And
Iron
a great
Mask
80s
was
metal band.
yeah. The Iron Mask was a Leonardo DiCaprio movie, The Man in the
Nice.
Iron Mask.
I haven't
and-
seen it. Is that also a torture device?
I think
That
it was to
movie?
hide who he was, so he couldn't take the mask off, but he was in prison.
No. I mean, is the actual
Oh.
movie like a torture device? Could it be used as a weapon of war?
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I actually think I remember liking it.
Okay.
The last little story of inmate torture. Physicians at the time believed that madness spread through the veins in the blood, because of course they did. So if there was an unruly inmate, they would strap the inmate, like all of his limbs and his head and his body, to a chair, so they were completely immobilized, and leave him in that chair for days. Which that gives me hives to think about. Like I'm like a shaky leg guy. I can't imagine not being able to move for days on end. Ugh.
Yeah, no, I can't even sit still for like 5 minutes. It's the worst. I'm pretty sure if you like, starve somebody and dehydrate them, they're not going to be doing a lot of anything. But
Yeah, it's a
I'm
way
no
to
doctor.
kill the soul in a person. Yeah, you break their
Yeah.
spirit. Sure, I guess, is that rehabilitation? I don't know. I don't think so.
No,
I'm
I
not
doubt
sure.
it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a no.
That one's horrible for me just because, like, I used to work as a nursing assistant. And so, like, I firsthand saw how important it was to turn people in bed every 2 hours so they didn't get bed sores. Because I
Seriously.
saw some bad bed sores when people were not doing their jobs. And I would come in for my shift and people would have, like, these, like, open, like, ulcers that would, like, start to get
Lesions?
infections. And it was disgusting and it was terrible. And it's, like, literally so inhumane that like I can only just picture like what is happening to like all of the surfaces of their body that's making contact with those chairs.
Ugh, man.
That's
Well, here.
that's
Okay.
yikes.
Let's bring it back up. So the whole point to Eastern State was like we have to do you believe it or don't you? So here's the haunting story. I picked my favorite one. And I'm just gonna read. There's a caption here from an article that I thought summed that up pretty well. So guys, Chicago gangster Al Capone spent 8 months locked up in Eastern State Penitentiary. True fact, actually, when you go to tour, they'll show you which cell was Al Capone's.
Oh, that's cool.
Apparently, the spirits of the prison were powerful enough to terrify even him. Capone's criminal network made sure his accommodations at Eastern State were luxurious. His cell could have been mistaken for a cozy living room, complete with oil paintings and fine furniture.
Oh, I think I've seen pictures of this. Yeah.
Although he was living like a king, an unseen force supposedly terrified him at night. The crime boss would let out blood-curdling screams in the darkness, begging for someone named Jimmy to leave him alone. Many people believed Jimmy may have been the spirit of Jimmy Clark, one of the men killed by Capone's execution orders in the St. Valentine's Massacre. Even after Capone was released from Eastern State, the entity continued to torment Capone, and out of desperation, he even hired a medium, but that didn't seem to work. Eventually, he lost his mind and ended up in a mental institution the final years of his life.
This sounds like more of an Al Capone haunting than a Eastern State Pen haunting.
Yeah, that's fair.
It just
That's
had
crazy
a whole lot of
though.
trauma from killing people and realizing he did a bunch of bad shit. No, that is a fun story. Fun isn't the right word, but that's
Fun,
a
it's
cool story.
hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, he was shouting out about a Jimmy, right, in this prison. And they connect the Jimmy to this Jimmy that died on the Valentine's Massacre thing, which is super violent. Have you ever seen those photos? It's intense.
Yeah, no, it's. Was that on the any of that in the like ghost tour we did in Chicago or no? Echo,
I don't
do you remember?
think
I don't think it
so.
was. They had some gangster stuff, but it wasn't about Capone, I don't think.
I
But
kind
yeah,
of
I've
like
seen the pictures. It's wild.
what if in the afterlife, this Jimmy guy that died in the massacre? I'm thinking, what if Jimmy isn't the Jimmy that he killed? What if Jimmy's just some guy that died in the prison? And
That's
the
what
Jimmy
I
that he
was
killed
thinking.
reached out to him and was like, "Yo, can you mess this guy up for me? I'm busy,
We're both
eating
named
grapes."
Jimmy.
Yeah. Do a Jimmy a
Both named
favor.
Jimmy. We're bros.
Yeah,
Jimmy
hunt
to
him.
Jimmy.
for the rest of his life. And this other Jimmy was like, hell yeah, I get to get out of Eastern State by latching onto Capone. Absolutely. And so he picked up a little parasite ghost that haunted him for the rest of his days while he was in Eastern State.
I
Yeah, I
like
mean-
that. I like that
Yeah.
story, that version of it.
Definitely ghosts connecting to people or latching on. I fully believe. My brother, I'll just quickly tell a story, but
He is a ghost.
my brother's a ghost and he's following me.
He's so pale and he just stands there
And it's
eerily in the
Pennsylvania,
corner.
so we're very pale. My brother went to college in central Pennsylvania, and his house was supposedly haunted by a young boy, and he saw the ghost a few times. And when he moved home after college, stuff started happening around our house, and then he moved in with his girlfriend, and stuff was happening in their apartment. And now he lives in a house with his wife and 2 kids, and things are still happening. So it's following him to all it just wherever he is, that ghost is. It's pushed my nephew down the stairs. They find
Whoa.
weird handprints around the house where no one would up on the top of the wall where nobody would really ever be touching. So I got a couple phone calls from him one night, and I woke up and I had a voicemail, and it was just this weird noise. So I texted him and I was like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, "I didn't call you." I was like, "Look at you have
Oh,
missed
that's
calls." He's like,
weird.
"Yep, I was sleeping and my phone was locked, so I don't know how that happened."
Creepy.
That's
So
creepy.
Yeah, so I think that ghosts latching on to a human that either they're see them as an enemy or that they see them as protection or whatever it is, I think happens.
Yeah, no,
Wait, so-
I totally believe that.
We need to get Dan and your brother together so that Dan can get haunted. This seems like the
Yeah.
best
True, yeah.
way.
Yeah, next time they go away, we'll go stay at my brother's house for the weekend.
Yeah, you'll
Yep.
house
Yeah.
sit.
Yeah.
You'll house sit. You'll do a little ghost hunt there. You know,
He called
and Dan
me
gets to
the
get
one night.
haunted. It's a win-win. And
Finally.
who knows? Maybe Dan's skepticism will just piss off the ghost and it'll leave. You
Mhm.
know,
Oh,
the
there
ghost
you
is like,
go.
"Oh, this guy's no fun. He doesn't believe in me. Every time he hears creaking, he thinks it's just because it's an old house. I'm getting out of here."
Yeah. Or maybe I'll
You
get
know?
haunted and the only troubles your brother will have for the rest of his life is my pair of shitty pants in his living room
There you go. We're keeping it at the house.
that I will
We're gonna
leave
hide it.
behind. Yeah.
Just laid out in the middle
Yep.
of the living room.
Enjoy. Peace.
With a
And
little
he's just
bow
looking at
on
my
it.
back as I leave and it just says tits.
But that was my long way of saying I think Eastern State is haunted.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a crazy personal kind of experience with ghosts, though.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for sharing.
Hey, no problem. It's my brother's
Yeah.
story. It's not mine. But the phone call
yeah. Thanks
was
for
weird.
sharing your brother's trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks,
And
Greg's brother.
The voicemail that I got, again, it was just this high pitched squealing noise. But iPhones will try to transcribe what the voicemail says, and it just said goodbye.
Oh God.
That's
Whoa,
crazy.
No,
that's
no, 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 no,
creepy.
no, no, no. No.
Yeah, it was weird.
Greg, do you have any other stories about Pennsylvania? I have true stories that are interesting about Pennsylvania, but they're not folk tales. There's not a lot of folk tales.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I
I'm
know
gonna,
of.
we're coming from Greg's Cryptid Corner. We got to get a cryptid in here. So,
Hell yeah.
Squonk,
I
squonk,
know.
squonk, squonk,
Yeah, it's
squonk.
strong time, baby.
So, yeah. So Pennsylvania is home. It's in the hemlock forests of Pennsylvania, which are more like Poconos area, more north of the state. But the little creature known as the squonk lives there, and he is known to be the ugliest creature on earth, and he knows it too. So he just cries constantly. You can track him by following his trail of tears, but if you come upon him and try to capture him, he does have the ability to turn into a puddle of tears and escape.
Same, bro.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
This is the millennial cryptid. Everyone can relate
Yeah,
to him.
it's just everyone has a shoulder angel and a shoulder demon, and then in your heart is a little squonk.
It's a little-
The shoulder angel tells you to do good things. The shoulder angel tells you to do bad things, and
The shoulder
your
devil,
inner
you mean?
squonk shoulder devil tells you to do bad things, and then the squonk is just the child in a torn household that's just crying all the time.
You'll never be good enough. It doesn't
Yeah, you're like-
matter. Good, bad, who cares?
You're the reason my parents divorced.
Yeah, I mean that's why we sign off every episode of Greg's Cryptid Corner with "I'm Squonk, you're Squonk, go birds."
Go birds.
Yeah,
I love
Go
that. I
squonk.
love it. I love the squonk.
yeah,
It's
he's
like
my
one of
favorite.
those cryptids that like it's so ugly it's cute to me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like a
100%.
pug.
It's just the hairless pug that sweats profusely, and everyone's like,
I
"Oh, it's
mean,
the squonk."
Have you
Yeah,
heard? We've heard like a pug breathing. It can sound like someone wheezing from crying too hard. It's
yeah.
just a magical hairless pug.
I love pugs. I'll never have a pug or a French bulldog. I love them so much. I'll never have one because they're a blight against God's green earth. They
They're
shouldn't exist,
terrible.
but they are adorable. I love them because they're so ugly. I love their little snorts. Yeah, they're great little dogs. I love Squonk.
Fun fact about pugs. They are one of the few dogs that has one fewer vertebrae than all other dogs.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
Yep.
I
Yep.
even screwed up their back. We just screwed up all of them.
We did.
Sorry, pugs.
We fucked up pugs so bad.
Man, our bad. Sorry, pugs. I always imagine in my head canon, Squonk, like if you can say this is not part of the lore of Squonk.
Here's Dan making things up again.
This is just this. I like telling
We
stories
need this
to
book,
myself.
Dan. You gotta write it. You gotta write it.
I like to imagine that if you can sneak up to a Squonk, right? So he's just, I don't know what he eats. Maybe he's like eating some grass or whatever. He's got a Wawa hoagie. He's just out there eating his food. And you can sneak up behind him. And if you don't catch him off guard, you can whisper a compliment to him. And if you say just the right thing, he blushes and he doesn't dissolve. And I picture a little blushing Squonk. Like, he's doing that thing
That
where he
is
like,
adorable.
he pulls his shoulders in, he kind of cocks his head and he blushes like, oh, me? Like
Aw.
that. Yeah.
He
What
like
would you
taps
whisper
his
to him?
fingers together.
Yeah.
I'm really proud of you.
Oh,
You're really glowing today.
I think you
No,
just
that's
say like,
too
you know what?
general.
Hey, you're doing your best, and I'm proud of you. I think the proud of you is the whole point of it.
I think
Yeah.
so. That's the best
Yeah.
one. Everyone just wants
Yeah.
to hear that.
I'm proud of all of us. Isn't that? See,
Hell
that's
yeah.
nice. That's nice.
I'm proud of
That's
us too.
nice.
Yeah, we are all squonks.
We're squawks, yeah.
We're all squonk.
Yeah, it's like, aren't you picturing right now? Yeah, he's like sitting on a log. His like once you say the thing, if it works, like his little legs would start swinging. Yeah.
He goes, oh,
You know-
shucks. He digs his toe into the dirt.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He like flips his wrist at you. Stop it. A little bit of tears
know-
flip off his fingertips and hit you on the cheek, and now you're the one that's crying because you're so happy.
Every single time I hear you do the outro of like the I'm Squonk, you're Squonk, I always like picture in my head, I don't know why I do this, but I picture in my head Oprah like in the audience, like you get a squonk and you get a squonk and you get a squonk.
See, I just picture 3 squonks around a campfire
It's kind of
in
is,
like
yeah.
Philadelphia Eagles jerseys.
Oh,
That's about
man,
right.
That's a shirt right there. Squonking an Eagles jersey.
Yeah. Honestly, I think on the podcast, Greg's the only sports guy, but you can't live in this area and not say go birds to people. I think they just assault me if I didn't.
Yeah,
So I say it.
it's like in Hawaii. Like what? Aloha means
Yeah.
hello and goodbye. Go birds means everything. It
Yeah,
doesn't
yep.
matter.
It doesn't even have to be a sports thing if you don't want it to. You could just really fucking like birds. That's
Dude, I
fine
love
too.
birds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Birds are pretty cool.
Dan's got his
Birds-
own bird at home. He
I
loves
do.
Birds. Yeah.
His name's Tomas. I was just hanging out with him today. He's a good boy.
Oh, I love that. What type of bird?
He's a cockatiel. He's 18 years old. I've had him for
Oh
a
my
long
god, I
time.
love cockatiels. I used to
Guys,
have a cockatiel. His name was Marco.
I
Marco.
hope you realize you're now required to send us a picture of him.
All
to
right,
see this
I'll send bird pics right after this.
Yeah, send bird
Uh,
pics.
Yeah, he's a cool bird. He's got arthritis in his feet.
Oh,
but-
poor
yeah,
baby.
we give him nuts and stuff. He's a good bird. Anyway, so that's Squonk. I believe in Squonk.
I believe in
He's
Squonk.
my spirit animal, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a fearsome creature, which I had said like,
Well,
fearsome creatures are
I don't know
made
about fearsome, but
yeah.
Well, he's part of the book Fearsome Creatures, but there's nothing about the squonk that it's just like he causes a problem that you're blaming on the squonk. He's just a thing that's
Yeah.
there
Just
and he's
is.
sad. Yeah.
It's just general malaise. I like that. Just a standard background microwave radiation of depression. That's the Squonk.
Squonk is just the human condition of being alive.
yes.
Here. We are all
I
squonk.
believe in the squonk. Yeah,
We are all
I
squonk.
believe in the squonk.
I believe in squonk because I believe in all of us.
Fantastic.
I don't
and
think
you
we
got-
have any other stories.
I mean, I can talk about one. It's very hyper local to me.
Okay.
So growing up, we had heard tale of a place called the Red Church, and it was a basically a Satanist church.
A church
that-
that's red.
Yeah, well, it was painted red because it was, evil and full of Satanists. And it was
Again with the
located-
devil.
yeah, yeah. It was located out on like the back roads and in the woods of Kimberton, Pennsylvania. So we had driven around all the roads back there back in high school looking for the Red Church and never found it. We found a barn that was reddish, but there's a lot of red barns. Barns
Any
are
barn is a
notably
church
red.
if you convene in it.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
Just saying.
It turns out the church
Um,
is all the people.
Yeah. But it was it was just a local thing where it just passed around, between friends and at the cafeteria table about this Satanist church in town. And just like Midgetville, gave you something to do and go look for and, get out on the roads at night with your friends.
That's I think it's kind of the same thing. It was just invented to give people something fun to do. If
Yeah.
I remember right, correct me if I'm wrong, but you went to a Catholic school or like a religious school, right? Or
Yeah.
no?
Through
So
elementary
there's probably
school,
more
yeah, I was
of
Catholic
the
school.
okay. There's probably more of the like religiousness going around in your school, but also like I didn't grow up super religious. I went to an art school and I heard stories about like the devil's tramping ground, and I'm like, we're basically all pagans at this art school. Why are we
Mhm.
talking about the devil?
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's an interesting question. Why were you talking about the devil? That's interesting.
yeah,
What was the devil
I think-
standing in for?
Yeah, I think it's just because it's such a part of the zeitgeist of like I'm not really religious. I didn't grow up super religious. Like we went to church every now and then, but not really. My family was more like God exists, but we'll do like that's. But your belief in God is between you and God. But like still will say like, oh, that's the devil, or sometimes I'll say like, Lord of mercy, God, like heavens help us. Some of those like turn of phrases that's just in your brain as someone in the Bible Belt of all of this. Like it's just religion is everywhere. Everything is called like, there's a church on every corner. Everything has like some saint or like Jesus connected to it, even if it's like a hospital or whatever. And like every other road is like church, such and such church road. And it's just such a part of things that it is just like, even detached from religion, the devil is its own sort of thing separate of the church. It's sort of become its own thing with just being so talked about and being such a part of like the zeitgeist. I think that's the correct word, or I'm using that word correctly. And it's like its own thing, even if you're not religious, it's this concept of, like we were saying earlier, the other, and it's just it's worked into the culture, even if you're not Christian.
Totally. In the way that you like wouldn't trust a fish to know what water was because it's so ubiquitous that why would they even think about it? Yeah.
And
I say goddamn and I'm not religious, but it still has power. Yeah.
And like there's so many things that, like you were saying with the fish, you wouldn't trust a fish to know what water is. Like I know the South is really racist, and I sometimes forget how racist until I'm driving down the road and I'm like, I have passed a lot of Confederate flags. I'll pass one or two and I'm like, fuck them, whatever. But then I pass 6 and I'm like, right.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There's water here. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something in the water, and it's meth and racism.
Ooh, that's a toxic mix.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Dan, is there any stories for the library?
Yeah, so I supposedly work. I do work, not supposedly.
Supposedly work at a library. They haven't
one of the
paid me in 6 years, but
yeah. I do work at one of the most haunted libraries in the country. I don't think that what are they called? Ghost adventurers? What's the Jersey bouncer types that go looking for
Yeah.
like
we
Zach
Jersey
recognize-
Baggins?
bouncer sounds like
Zach
a slur for
Baggins.
people.
Yeah.
It's a slur for New Jersey.
I mean it that way. I love them. Ghost adventures, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they're called? They're
Yeah,
fun.
ghost adventures. They just walk into a room and yell at the ghosts. Yeah.
You know, the
and then
Jersey
they get
bouncers.
terrified. They're awesome. It's hysterical. I don't think they've been there, but a couple other ghost shows have been there. A bunch of paranormal groups have gone there and done readings. And like I said, we have like a little library of things that includes a ghost hunting kit. Actually, I think we have 2 ghost hunting kits now. They're pretty popular.
Love that. I
yeah,
think that's
people-
so cool.
From what I heard, there are 3 ghosts haunting that building. One of them is known as Miss Pennypacker, who is like an original custodian of the library.
Also sounds like a slur.
Yeah, she's a real pennypacker. I think she was like the first head librarian or something like that. And
And she hangs out with the
supposedly-
Tommyknockers.
Yeah, the pennypacker and the Tommyknockers. That's a great punk band name. She hangs out in the attic. And I have gone up in the attic at night with ghost hunting kit, try to get a signal, got nothing. And then the children's library, the whole first floor of the library and the basement floor is a nice little children's library. It's very playful and nice. But then when you turn the lights off, it's very creepy. And supposedly there's a ghost child that wanders around down there. Some people that work there say they've seen like books fly off of shelves or seen something out of the corner of their eye or heard somebody calling. Yeah, I'm still waiting. Been there over a year. Still waiting. Haven't seen anything.
I hope you get haunted soon.
Me too. My
Greg.
pants are so clean.
I'm gonna ruin these pants.
I know.
Greg, do you at all work in a haunted place? I'm just curious.
I unfortunately do not.
It's just haunted by everybody's depression.
Yeah, my soul has died there, so I'm sure it's haunting it in some aspect.
That also brings up the question of if self is made up, then could a ghost make themselves up? That gets into the whole like Philip experiment thing where a bunch of people made up a ghost that grew its own personality. Like, and if consciousness is made up and personality is made up, then could something make it like invent itself and create itself?
Hold on, what was that? The Philip? What was
The Philip experiment.
Oh, I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole tonight.
Yeah, Philip the imaginary ghost. Oh, it is such a cool thing. I want to do an episode someday on it. Among the list of 100 other things that I have that I want to do episodes on.
I do think isn't in my head consciousness isn't a thing, or like isn't it in my head consciousness is a process. Like it's a result of computation that hasn't stopped yet. And when the computation stops, like when the faculties that do the computing stop, that's when my consciousness ends.
Like consciousness is
Computation.
like to humans what like steam is to boiling water,
Yeah.
where it's a result.
Well, sort of. I guess in the way that water is being made to vibrate through heat. And
Like,
in that way, like my conscious, like I'm thinking about, I can feel the air on my skin. I can see light hitting my eyes. I can hear stimulus in my ear. Like my hairs are sitting in a certain way. My clothes are touching my body. Like I have all this stimulus, all this input. And my awareness is a result of my mind computing all of that input and coming up with something. Like just spitting out all this data. And then my sense of self is the computation, like my experience of consciousness over time. So my experience of self is like retroactive, the story that I tell myself off of this computation. Which is, I guess, I'm sorry if I'm rambling. I'm so sorry. But I guess
No. This is a
it's
weird talk episode.
fascinating.
We talk weird. We get all
Okay.
over the place.
this is like one of the hangups that I have. I'm not saying that ghosts aren't real. I'm not saying that. I'm not here to shit in anybody's Cheerios.
Well, you
or
know
whatever.
what? Ghosts don't believe in you either. How
No,
about
I'm
that?
not saying that. This is like,
Yeah,
but
they're not proud
this is
of
the
you.
hurdle. If you can help me get over this hurdle, this is the hurdle I have to get past, right? I don't know that I'm right about consciousness, but that's the way I see it in my head. That's the story I tell myself about. And when I hear about ghosts who don't have a brain anymore, like there's no gray matter anymore, I can't think of what else can do that computation without positing some kind of like life force that we haven't been able to see or measure. You know what I mean? Or you would
Well-
have to posit a unique life force that doesn't also exist in, say, a bug. And I would say that bugs are
Well-
plenty conscious.
You guys argue in Stabby Stabby. I'd heard you guys talk that a setting can be a character. So why can't that be a thing in real life of this setting where this ghost is or whatever, and all this stuff that has been put into this over time, then become a character that becomes manifest?
I don't see. I can't say that can't happen. All those words make sense to me, and I can't say that you're wrong.
We got very like college dorm room in a hurry.
yeah. I'm gonna hit the bong again real
Very
quick.
meta.
Yeah, she's calling us out on what we say on set.
Yeah, man.
I don't think it's fair.
what's consciousness even, man?
And now they're gonna go back and listen to some of our episodes, and they're gonna be like, "So I noticed that you said in this episode," and we're gonna be like, "Fuck, we didn't remember that."
No.
I can't even remember half of the episodes we covered. I was like, what episodes did we do in November? And I'm like, right, we did a 2-part series on Mammoth Cave. I don't remember that.
I forget almost everything we recorded instantly after I'm done editing. Yeah.
It immediately falls out of my brain. Honestly, like we'll have we've done so many episodes together. I feel like the things that stick in my brain are like when Greg really makes me laugh. I'll remember that moment, but I will not remember what we were talking about.
It's the bits
Exactly.
that stick in my brain.
Yeah,
we have a bunch of bits that we remember, even stuff that wasn't on the podcast that we just remember, and we're like, I don't remember what we talked about in that episode, but I remember the jokes.
Yeah, I remember crying. That was fun.
Was that crying laughing or crying
laughing?
Okay.
Yeah.
I just needed to know if I needed to like fight the others for bullying you or something.
No.
Dan's the bully.
I'm the bully. Am I? God damn it.
No, Eric is. He's not here to defend himself.
Eric's our what's it called?
I don't know
Thumper? Tommy
I don't
Thumper?
know.
Tommy Knocker.
Tommy Knocker. Yeah, we'll blame it on him.
If I don't know if Eric's gonna listen to this or not, but like just air all your grievances right now. He can't defend himself right now.
He's too handsome. It's embarrassing to be around him. He's too handsome. He's got those sculpted abs. I hate him.
Then his luscious hair fell out. And now his bald head shines
It
brightly.
was too beautiful. Even God spited him.
Yeah. God has to look away because he can't bear to see his own reflection in the back of his beautiful head. Eric's a good guy. We have a lot of fun.
All right, folks. Well, this episode is running pretty long. I want to keep it around the 2-hour mark because even though that 2 hours is very long, but it is the 1-year special for our podcast. So, like, what the fuck ever. The people can deal with a 2-hour long episode. We got 23 followers. They can deal with a 2-hour long episode.
23 loyal ass followers.
Fuck
That's
yeah,
true.
that's
They listen to every episode. All 23 of those people.
That's
the
a class.
Absolute best people to have.
Yeah, you got a class. You teach a class. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Real quick, you guys talk maybe a little bit more about Greg's Cryptid Corner. If you also want to like promote Stabby Stabby, even though you're not doing that anymore, tell people where they can find you.
What's more in Greg?
Yeah, so sad. Yeah, Dan and I host Greg's Cryptid Corner along with our friend Eric.
Wait, should we set it up? Should we set it up more?
You go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Now I feel like I made it awkward. I'm sorry, Greg.
That's a
It's
podcast
such a pain to
about
record with me.
weirdos for monsters. There you go.
Well,
I think I fucked that up.
yeah.
It's
I was
not
thinking about the edit. I was thinking it'd be like, thanks for having us podcast, like something like that. But if never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna back.
You're making
I'm backing into the bushes.
Dan.
Bye. See ya.
You just leave.
Bye.
But yeah, thanks for having us. This was so much fun. It's fun to talk just crazy things and beliefs and folklore. It's you guys are some of the smartest people I listen to. It's fantastic. But yeah, Dan and I host Greg's Cryptid Corner. It is a podcast about monsters for weirdos, and I'm the true believer in cryptids and the paranormal, and I just I tell Dan and Eric stories and hopefully convince them maybe over time that these things are real and the paranormal is out there. And we just kind of finished up Stabby Stabby, which was a kind of a horror obscure movie podcast. We're releasing our last episode. It would have come out on January 19th. We did it for 5 years.
podcast, this episode is coming out in a few weeks in February, so
Yep.
that episode will already be out.
Yeah, so go ahead and
to
listen.
it.
That one's
Yeah.
a long
listen
one
to
too.
it.
It's 2.5 hours. So
Listen to three
Hell yeah.
grown men get emotional and get in touch with their feelings together.
yeah, it's great. But yeah, 5 years for that show was a real treat to do. So hopefully we'll keep Greg's Cryptid Corner going as long or longer. We've got a Patreon that people can join if they're interested. Patreon.com/Greg's Cryptid Corner. We do movie watches. So we watched, well, I won't say, we watched Elves around Christmas, which is a weird Nazi elf comes back to impregnate a
a
virgin.
teenage girl. yeah, that was a weird one.
Oh,
But we're putting out a series, GCCNN, which is like news. Yeah, we talk about some cryptid news and paranormal news, and yeah, we'll be doing kind of movie reviews as well as things go, and then just kind of anything we kind of want to do on Patreon. We have a cool little community that we're building over there, so it's a lot of fun.
And a
Dan,
very
anything else?
good, a very good introduction to cryptids, especially. Like I feel like
yeah.
you guys don't get what's really nice about your episodes is they are very for people that don't already know this stuff. Like it is a great introduction to these things. Like I think if you are going to have a starting place, like Greg's Cryptid Corner is it.
Hell yeah.
And it's also not super long, so it's like little bite-sized,
Yeah,
stuff. I mean, I listen to it at work, but you could just like stick it on while you do the dishes or something, and it's, super, it's an easy listen, and you guys don't go as in depth as us, so you don't have to like you don't have to go and take notes in it.
Yeah,
You
we're there to
yeah.
have fun. I think the whole hook is that I don't know anything about cryptids. I know about squonk and like Bigfoot, and that's about it. So if Greg's educating me, then hopefully he's educating other people, and I'm a beginner.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned a lot of
easing me into it.
cool stuff that I'd never heard about from y'all. So
Nice.
yeah, and Elena always messages us to give us a little
About
bit more
bears.
information about bears and birds.
We appreciate
Great.
it sincerely. Yeah, we're kind of I don't know. I feel like a dummy on that podcast, so it's nice to be surrounded by smart people. That's nice.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
we do try to keep it short. They're about a half an hour or less episodes. Some a little more, some a little bit less, but yeah, it's just about telling a story about these wonderful creatures that could or could not, may or may not be out there.
And you guys do
So-
a great job on like building atmosphere in it. Since you set it up like you are wherever the cryptid is, which is always really fun.
Well, we really do travel. We travel all around the world.
Okay, that's what I thought. Is it?
Yeah,
I was like, man, their audio quality is really good for being out in the woods.
we have a,
Okay, that's
we
what I
have
thought.
posse. We have like 12 employees now, right, Greg? Yeah, we
Yeah, it's
fly
been great,
all
yeah.
over. We fly private
Yeah.
jets. Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
I
that
think
must
we
be
learned.
expensive. That's why you
Yeah.
need the Patreon, is to
Yeah.
afford
Yeah.
all the plane tickets
I know it's
to
crazy.
South America.
Yeah, I think for the last like 2 years of Stabby, we had this like meta narrative going, like this meta story about us being trapped underground, blah blah blah, and it kind of became part of the way that we relay information, and we kind of carry that over to Greg's Cryptid Corner to when you kind of like put yourself in the setting of a story, it just kind of feels more realistic, more fun, more engaging, and that's kind of what we're trying to do over there.
Also, like the power of a lot of these folk tales is that they were told around campfires or like
Yeah,
by a
in the-
hearth. Or it's usually
In the
like in a
area.
cozy spot. Yeah, like the location is part of the folktale, so try to capture
Yeah.
a little, and that's why we traveled there in body.
Yeah,
And we record that every
then
week.
we have like a sub series on there called Campfire Tales, and it's kind of like, it doesn't necessarily have to be cryptid focused. We could talk about maybe a conspiracy, or Dan did an episode on the Mormon Bigfoot, the crypto theocracy.
Theology,
Yeah, no,
crypto theocracy would be
cool.
awesome. Yeah, my god is Bigfoot, and he is also our king.
That
I
could
do
be the
have a bumper
political
sticker
party.
that says Bigfoot for president.
There you go.
Oh yeah,
So Bigfoot's my god, and I voted for him for president.
Crypto theocracy.
Yes.
Vote for the
Um,
CCP.
So yeah, we're just kind of trying to tell a little bit of stories. We're never going to get in depth like you guys, because I don't have the time or the energy or the brain for it. But
Yeah, you go to their podcast when you want to have fun. You come to our podcast when you want to take notes.
No, you're fun too. You gotta have fun and learn.
You guys are super fun.
Yeah.
I like when one of you starts cracking up the other one, or like I think like there's often times where one of you will say like, "Oh, that's interesting," and then you dive even deeper into it, and you kind of go off track, and it's
Here's a
enlightening and
30-minute
it's fun.
tangent.
Yeah, that's
On mushrooms.
but
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
things fun when friends are talking and they're having a good time. Like that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, no, all the best podcasts are friends having fun. So,
Yes, thank you guys so much for like letting us take up your entire
Yeah.
afternoon. I know this has been like quite a few hours for you guys, but we really, really appreciate having you guys on, and we're super big fans of Greg's Cryptid Corner. So
Of course,
Oh,
anytime.
thank you.
yeah,
Have us
instead
back.
of you guys could I already know some episodes I want to have y'all back on that are either Pennsylvania based, or I have some movie based episodes I want to do at some point. I'd love to have y'all on for
Ooh,
like
nice.
the true stories behind certain movies and stuff that I want to do
Oh, awesome.
So-
Yeah. And
at some point.
we'll
Some
be
point down the road.
yeah, we'll be connecting with you guys again to get you on Greg's Scripted Corner as well. You'll be able to travel with us. It'll be fun. Maybe we'll come down to
Yeah.
North Carolina for it.
We'll spring for
Yeah,
first
hell
class.
yeah.
Awesome.
All right, Elena, go ahead and do the outro.
I will do the outro. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, please rate the podcast and share it with the weird people in your life. Follow us on Instagram at whataboutweird.pod, where we often share pictures related to the episode. We're also on Blue Sky as What About Weird Pod. If you have any topic suggestions or personal paranormal stories, please DM us or email us at whataboutweird@gmail.com. And always remember,
Nope, that wasn't it.
fuck!
What about weirdpod@gmail.com?
What did I say? What about .weird?
You said like 12 different things in that, and I can't even tell you what it was.
Normally it's the intro I fuck up.
Okay. Email
You
us
do
at
it.
whataboutweirdpod@gmail.com. No, we're keeping all of this in. You fucked up and everyone gets to know now.
Everyone gets to know how stupid I actually am. I can read an academic paper, but I can't read out
Oh,
loud.
you're squonking. You're squonking. No, you're great.
Squonking.
You're good enough.
Thank you. Echo, you help me. Take over.
Okay. No, we're just do the last little bit. You got this. You got
Okay.
this.
Okay, I got this. Always remember,
To ask about the weird.
bye for now.
Bye for now. And then if you guys want to say bye.
Love you.
Bye.